Welcome. We are back at the Pine Knot Lodge. This is Journey Unknown Podcast, brought to you by Rack Attack Outdoors. It's been a couple weeks since we've been in here or on podcast, period. But we got Scott Foster here.
We got Dustin Swilly.
Eric Limanen.
The guest of the hour.
Yep.
Or probably 2 hours. Because we've already been talking for like 30 minutes and it seems like nothing.
Talking comes easy with you guys. I can tell.
You know, somebody asked me the other day, like, how do you do a 2-hour podcast? I'm like, well, I don't really know, but it happens. Like, I mean, you find yourself just getting wrapped up in a conversation and then you just go with it.
Right. I'm always like, can you spare an hour to talk? And it turns into 2.5. And next thing you know, it's like 10 o'clock at night. And
sometimes these conversations, you're like a little kid. You're like, you don't want them to end. You're like, man,
well,
we're almost getting there.
The couple podcasts I've listened to of you guys is I could see that instantly. It's like you're just friends hanging out, engaging with each other. So I'm excited to spend some time with you guys.
Yeah.
We're like-minded folks, I can tell already.
Right.
You know, so we're going to have a lot in common. So I'm excited about diving
it's
into
going to be good.
Conversations.
And if you start bumping your head, I've got you a sign up there. And it's no offense to you. It means good, but we always do some kind of little squiggly.
I was impressed that you just free-handed that drawing on there.
I mean, I took a picture of you and I basically just traced it.
Oh, okay. Well, you should have made my arms bigger at least.
I got you some calves. Like you're all legs.
That's funny.
Hanging out with you guys, it's a little intimidating. I can tell you guys lift some weights.
Yeah. Not as much as you are, Jack, because you are a competitor in some like regional, statewide type CrossFit stuff, or is that correct-ish?
Yeah, to a degree, I'd say that's correct. I do CrossFit. I'm probably going to get some haters on that.
I'll back you up on that. I love CrossFit.
So it's CrossFit is a wide variety of things, right? And there is a competitive side to it, but there's also just a fitness side to that for everybody.
Yeah.
And the gym I go to is not a CrossFit affiliated gym, but it still is a functional fitness gym, and that's kind of where I hang my hat is that kind of training, you know. And I got a shout out to Steadfast. That's the gym I go to.
Yep.
Lance and Ashley McLean do great people. And so I'm sure we'll get into, I'm a family man. I can bring my family to that gym.
Right.
I don't have to do any programming for it. So, that's kind of set up for me. It's kind of why I chose that gym. Just good people, salty earth people, and the programming's there. And I just got to show up, be disciplined, so that helps out tremendously for my lifestyle.
Right.
But I got to say, I do like the competitive side to it.
And it's not easy. And there's a lot of really fit people there. And there's also a lot of people that are just starting to try their fitness journey. Whenever I was going, it was different times. What is my boy doing?
Well, and sometimes I think that helps, like getting into it's almost like a brotherhood, just from videos and pictures and stuff, and sisterhood. I mean, everybody's one big family.
It's an absolute community.
Because
we're going to suffer together. And,
Does your wife still live there? She did, right?
Yeah, she did. She's got a new job now, so it can't quite swing the class times. Okay. But that's where we met, and she's been doing it for years, and it's worked out well.
It'd
be
good
her.
for the kids too, because like you said, it's functionality, and it's something that I really wish I could do. Because I'm gonna play baseball again this summer.
Are you?
Just, going,
Heck man!
It's gonna
take
hurt.
a breath on that.
You playing in that league?
Yeah. The men's league.
Yeah. Don't start talking.
You gonna
find
play
a spot for me?
We probably can.
Sorry, I got off track. I got
no,
excited.
You're good. There's no on track here, dude. There's no on track.
Okay.
Yeah. I haven't played baseball in such a long time. When I came back, I'm excited. Like really excited.
I'm so naive. I haven't stepped in a batter's box since 2008.
Oh, really?
So,
dang, dude,
70 mile an hour is going to look like 95.
Yeah.
What little bit of
probably not. But it'd be fun to try.
I'm gonna go up there and be like, I'm done.
Yeah.
But I wish I was in the CrossFit realm because if I take off sprinting right now, I'm afraid I'm going to pull everything in my leg.
Yeah.
Like my growing muscle is not going to like me. I've got to start doing some functionality stuff. But it's just like where I live now is closer to where your gym is, but my work is so far away, and I need to just schedule some classes and just go do it. Even if it's just one time a week, it'd get me a little better than not doing anything.
Get the
other
learning
than just,
curve kind of figured out.
Other than just straight lifting.
You can do it. There are so many online programs that which is nice. That can pretty much guide you through, and they're cheap.
They are
compared to some stuff out there, and it doesn't take as much equipment as you need. So if you have to do something at home, you can get on and figure out some of those programs.
It's hard for me not to show up somewhere and put the full effort into it. Like
Absolutely.
And I tell a lot of people that's asked about home gyms, and they're all motivated for that first 2 weeks, and then they sell it a year later because it's just sitting there.
You see a lot of treadmills hanging close.
Yeah, so I think I'd have to show up and be present to do that, and that camaraderie and push, because what little bit I thought I've gained in strength, I know it would kick my butt, because like a lot of that has to do with technique, and you can have a lot of weight being pushed, not as difficult as you may think it would be with some practice and coaching and
and the ability to move well.
Yes.
So the methodology behind it is we're going to do constantly varied movements. We kind of beg and borrow from every atmosphere of fitness, and kind of blend it together. But it's designed to, and I'm not affiliated with CrossFit, so I mean,
you're not sponsored.
Here's kind of what kind of how I felt over the last decade of doing this. The movements help each other. Like, so to get strong, you don't have to, back squat every day, because we're going to do a lot of compounding functional movements that I may not hit a max lift for 3 years. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh no, I'm going to do this competition. There's a max lift in it. And I will surprise myself. Yeah. For one, it's in the heat of competition, so you got some adrenaline, but you're just
like crazy.
But you are still way stronger, because those movements, they have a balance, and they help you stay strong. They help you stay mobile, help you move well. Yeah. And then obviously the main reason I like doing it is just so I can carry my fitness outside of those doors, and help out my family, be present for my friends or whoever, because I can do more, if I move well. Have some endurance,
and you're getting your butt kicked in like a quarter of the time as a regular gym session would be, and you're smoked, and you're getting your cardio in, something I don't do. That's one reason I liked it, because I could go in and get, for me, not having legs, using legs every exercise, and then my cardio, the two things that I need and I don't do, I loved it. But
that's the thing about me, is like cardio is kind of like my little time that I go to the gym is from like 4:30 to about 5:30, and then I got to leave to go to work. Yeah. So I just get in there, I move some muscles, get some blood flowing. So I don't really do cardio a whole lot.
Yeah,
so,
that's an awesome discipline that you're getting up and doing that.
So if I'm running late, I set an alarm every morning to get up, and every time I don't, I think of Swilly is getting ready to leave the gym, and I'm almost leaving for work.
That's awesome.
Or vice versa.
Boy, Swilly, get in there.
Dude,
that's
I'm
awesome.
telling you, discipline as they come right here.
Well, well, motivation won't get you very far.
I can't remember
discipline will.
Yes, exactly, yeah. And that's what somebody was telling me the other day. Like, I don't see how you find the motivation. I said, well, when I first started, I didn't have the motivation. I just made myself do it. I said, and then after you leave the gym, that's when the motivation kind of comes. You're like, okay, I did it. Like, that's cool. And then especially like a couple years down the road when you start really seeing results, and you're like, okay, I see. It works. Like, you just got to do it. So, but
that's awesome.
I would like to try that CrossFit, because like those snatches, gosh.
And we keep saying CrossFit. I know it's not,
or whatever.
Well, you can call it functional fitness. I just
they didn't.
I don't want to trigger any of your guys' following. Like, CrossFit. The first rule of CrossFit is you have to talk about CrossFit.
Well, you know what? You know what I see a similarity in is CrossFit and crossbows.
Shots fired.
Because their shoulders are so
shots fired.
So shot.
That's a whole other conversation. That's a good one.
I love them all.
CrossFit and crossbow.
That sounds like
a shirt for that.
Exactly.
That would be funny.
That's good.
Just came up with our first idea right there.
That'll make some money.
Yeah, no bull. I shoot crossbows.
But I can whoop you.
Yeah.
That's funny.
No, I've always, when I was younger, man, I used to love wrestling and stuff like that. And that got my cardio in and stuff. And as I've gotten older, man, I don't have that no more. I'd really like to go to like a jiu-jitsu place and do something like that.
I would too, yeah.
Me too. It always comes back to balance, and we only got so much time in the day. So.
Yes.
Money and time.
Yeah, for sure. But I can talk about functional fitness like till the cows come home. I don't know. I've done it long enough and enjoy it, So, and a common misconception, if you're out there listening, you don't have to be fit to start doing functional fitness, right? I wasn't. I was not in the best shape in my life when I started, and I'm not saying I'm in amazing shape now, but over the decade of putting in that much time, it's definitely helped me. But it's a leap to go in there. It's a little intimidating, but
it can be.
Remember, most of us are just normal people dying at the workout that we were told to do, that we paid to do. It's even funnier,
And you're not doing it alone. That's the thing. If you're going to suffer together, and it's really rewarding when you get done and you're like, dude, I'm 100% smoked, and so is the guy next to you, and you guys are all high-fiving, and you got sweat dripping down places they shouldn't be.
And we showed up. We didn't really feel like it maybe that morning, but we just made the left turn in the gym and walked in there and did it together. You know, that discipline definitely will carry you through. But help in a class setting for sure helps.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I mean. You guys doing it by yourself is also like,
I never have anybody.
That's amazing to me too. I mean, that's a level of discipline that I couldn't do. I got a home gym too, and I do some functional fitness in. I swear the weights are 5 times heavier. I mean, it's like, what is
these things metric?
I'm like literally getting my scale out of the bathroom and weighing them. Like, this cannot be stamped right. You know,
it is cool when you have that guy pushing you and things just seem to flow better. You know, sometimes a little bit of ego lifting is nice. Yeah. And too much is definitely detrimental. And this conversation, I hope I don't sound vain, and I hope I don't sound like, I know everything, because I don't.
I do love that
you've been around it.
Atmosphere. I mean, grew up in sports, and you did too. So I don't know if you had an athletic background. Looks like you did. So I mean, that's it. It's kind of driving. If there's a little bit of pride in there, not too much, But I don't think there's anything wrong with exposing yourself and trying hard, and then knowing that you're capable of doing hard things.
Yes. And see, like my sports background, like I played basketball. I think played soccer. That was the only 2 sports my school offered at that time, but I played them. I enjoyed them. Wasn't ever like super good at them or nothing like that, but I was more of a one-man sport kind of guy, like wrestling. I love wrestling because if you mess up and you lose, that's your fault. Like, you can't blame nobody else but yourself, you know? And so, like, I've always been a rely on yourself kind of guy. Like, if you don't do this, like, it ain't going to get done. And so I think that's kind of what keeps my discipline of going, just doing that same thing.
That's a mental capacity that most people don't have.
I wonder if any of that has to do with kind of like we do the archery things and how we go about it. Because it kind of like in your own mind, it's like nobody else is there to help you or hurt you but you and your mindset. Wrestling, it's very physical, but I guarantee you, 90% mental. Same thing with functional fitness. Same thing when I was in the Marine Corps. Like, your body is going to be like felt to the absolute worst of worst, but your mind is what's going to get you through that. I mean, unless you literally have a limb hanging off the wrong direction.
Well, that's what kind of ended my wrestling career. When I went to college for a little bit, I was at a wrestling camp, and I remember the coach had us doing this drill where I don't remember, there was probably 10 or 12 guys there. Bigger, smaller. We didn't go off a weight class at that time, in the camp. And he'd blow the whistle, and you'd pick a partner, and you'd start wrestling. I mean, they could pin you, you could pin them. You'd get up. Once you pin, you just keep wrestling. And he'd blow the whistle, you'd switch another partner. I mean, by the time you've got your 5th partner, your body, like, you can't even hardly pick your hands up. I remember there was this one boy. He was like 6'5", like 250 pounds, and I was like 170 at the time. And I shot in to take him down, and he like just leaned on me, And like,
he knew he was bigger, huh?
My ACL snapped, and that was about where I had to quit doing that. But yeah, it would definitely wear you down, and it gives you that mental thing. Like, if you don't stop going, like, you're not, it is all mental. I don't know how to explain it very well.
But where's it come from? That's an interesting thing to think about.
It is.
And where does it derive from? I don't know. Some people.
And how do some have a bigger tank ready to pull it out of than others? I don't know if we all have a limit to where we truly do have, or some people are just made up differently. Well, you look like David Goggins or like Cam
I think
Hanes,
there's aliens
like
out there. Man. I think there's some aliens out there. Yeah, I can't explain it.
They've been formed.
I honestly think, I was thinking about this the other day, like the older you get, like it's hard to explain. My buddy at work, he always says I'm a daggum philosopher.
Yeah.
But he goes, man, like I was like, the older I get, like sometimes it feels like you open different doors. And like, like I'm 35 right now, but I don't think the same way at 35 that I did when I was 30.
Thank goodness.
And I don't think the same way at 30 that I did at 25. And it's like every day a new door opens, and it's just like a new chapter, a new inspiration. It's just like, like, man, I can do better. Like, let's do something, like, and, like my first half of my life, man, I was just having fun, partying, whatever, and that was fine with me. And then it's like, as I get older, it's just like these new things. I don't know if it's brain cells, rebuilding themselves after.
It's a shame you can't take that mentality now and go back when you're in your 20s, dude. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, no,
I mean, nice. You learn a lot over time. You learn a lot over experiences, especially if you're humble enough to try and learn from some of them.
That's exciting too. That like some people, it takes them a longer time to change or find that door than others. And I'm glad I found it at about 35, like that's kind of, I mean, actually about more like 32 is about where I kind of started changing. But I'm telling you, like that weight loss journey, that's really what started opening them doors. Like, I guess your diet change and just changing your lifestyle and stuff like that, like just kind of made you think a different way about life.
Your mentality had to change to do something that extreme, you know?
Because like when I first met him, he was in shape, but he was really like a big guy. Yeah. And then he slowly kind of lost that, and I went away, and I came back, and you were just kind of happy-go-lucky Swilly doing your thing, you know. And you were happy. I mean, so we thought, but probably deep down, maybe you weren't. And then next thing I know, boom, you made a lifestyle change, and it was drastic, you know. And you're still the same old fun Swilly, just really jacked.
Well, I remember, like, thank you. I just remember looking in the mirror, like, every time I didn't like looking in the mirror, because I was like, golly, because I mean, my whole high school career, dude, like, that's all I loved to do was work out, wrestle, and I mean, I was in pretty good shape, you know. That's what I was kind of known for, was working out. And then as I got older, just let yourself go, and I'd look in the mirror and I'd be like, golly, like, what in the world is this? I know you change when you get older. I got kids and everything like that, but then it's like then I finally hit that point. And I don't know. I can't explain to you what changed, what was that exact point that hit, but it just started doing it. And then once I started doing it, it was like, okay, this is I can do this. I made it one day. Now let's make it 2 days. Make it 2 days. Now let's make it 3 days. You know,
started snowballing.
Yeah. Here we are. 3 years.
Awesome. You recognized it. Whatever. Right. I mean, it was a godsend. Maybe. Who knows? You know.
Well, not only that, but like start losing weight. Then I got convicted to take my family to church. Started doing that, and it's just like, man. Like the conglomeration of things that changed in my life right now. It's like, and I don't know, you know, that I'm going to say that it's God in my life that, cause like, this is the crazy story. I got to tell this. So like my whole life, me and my wife wanted a piece of land. And I told, we always talked, and I was like, I'd like to either, you know, have 20 to 100 acres. You know, that's my goal, because I like to hunt on it. Yeah. But I always broke down and I said, the right 10 acres in the right location, I'll jump on, you know. But it has to be in the right location. And you don't find 10 acres in the right location very much. Nope, and like the stuff that me and her talked about what we wanted was, I said, I'd like to have fields. Not like I'm going to have any cattle or anything, but I'd just like to have some fields, you know. I said, I'd like to have a pond. And, of course, she wanted a chicken coop already there. Dude, my buddy called me on Christmas Day, and he's like, hey, my grandma was fixing to sell her place. You ought to come out and look at it. And he's like, I think you and Megan like it. We drove out there, dude. First thing, you drove through 2 fields, looked off to your right, there's a pond, there's a chicken coop. And I'm like, okay, thank you, God. Like, I mean, and it was, you know, it kind of felt like, you know, because I obeyed taking my family to church and doing that stuff, that it's like, he's like, there you are, you know. Yeah. Now it's like it inspires me to like, what's next? Yeah. Like, as long as I just keep on obeying, like let's try to keep getting better.
How many doors will he open?
Exactly.
For you, right? You know, that's awesome story.
Yeah. It's crazy how that happens. You know, it was like the detail to detail was right there. And I don't think that was meant by chance, you know.
No, you were willing to listen, it sounds like, too.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying earlier with, like, being coachable will get you a long, long way. And without that, you may not even ever recognize, like, where you're actually at in life. You know, you're like, well, I'm me, I'm doing fine. But somebody be able to tell you, hey, what you're doing right and wrong, it may steer you in a better direction.
That's what I try to tell my daughter all the time, especially with her playing softball, soccer. I said, dude, I was like, if you be coachable, you can do anything you want to. I said, because she has a problem. Sometimes she'll be like, I know what I'm doing. I'm like, evidently you don't, because you're messing up. Like, you know, like I was like, you have to learn to be coachable. Like, you've got to learn that, hey, look, I don't know everything. And even right now, like, I'm 35 years old. I don't know everything. I'm going to listen to everything that anybody has to tell me. Now, whether or not I agree with it or not, that's my decision to make, but I'm going to listen to you.
Yeah, I hear you. That's one reason I was excited about this podcast coming in here as like-minded men, you know, kind of on the same journey. Maybe you guys can offer something that sparks something for me, you know, that's like, oh, that's a great idea. Why am I not doing that? You know, maybe I can do the same for you. I don't know. So it's cool to see where it ends up today talking about some of this stuff.
Kind of a little backstory, like we talked about, we've always known each other, but never really knew each other. Like, I remember playing baseball in the old field by the lake, you know, and you were out there with somebody long tossing. I'm like, man, like, one day maybe I can do that. Maybe I can be like him. And I've always like looked up to you, but you've always kind of been around. Like, you came in and coached a little bit with us, or like you said, hard on Michael. But like I was always listening, because I'm like, well, you were just an athlete, you know. And then you got into like the lifting and like the CrossFit stuff. And I've just kind of always sort of followed suit, and you've always kind of been in my mind, like doing those things. And, and you have a twin sister that was always also like big into lifting. And
she's got her own gym in St. Louis.
Oh, does she?
Now,
okay.
Functional fitness
That's
gym,
awesome.
She's a trainer. Yep.
So it's, I don't know, it just, you've been an inspiration to people, and whether you realize that or not.
No, I don't, Bob. Thank you.
But I've always just kind of looked up to you. And I was just a little bitty kid, and it's just been nice. But your brother was an athlete too, Michael, and Marissa, and I don't really know Kay very well, but I see her in the gym in the Bluff, and she's made a big change the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's funny. You tooted my horn. I got to toot yours too. And when you're talking about seeing me play baseball, and I remember coming back and watching you play at Greenville, playing center field, I think, right? And,
I played center.
Yeah, and tracked down a ball that I couldn't believe you got to. I thought, man, that kid's good. I thought I always knew he was good. I knew kind of you were through my brother, and I watched you play, and I was like, yeah. It was cool to see someone.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. And now look at you now. You're carrying on kind of similar to me. That's a cool story.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think about. Like you talked about, you always looked up to him and stuff like that. It's like makes you wonder, like how many people do that to me, and am I putting off a good something to look up to? That's kind of something that always hits me in the head. Is like I would hate to say that there is, but I'm sure there's somebody out there that says
there definitely is. Your daughter is for sure.
Exactly. That's the number one, and that's what goes through my mind every day. Is like trying to do the right thing. Is like she's gonna marry someone like her dad, so like how I am. That's kind of what makes me not make certain decisions, and because I'm a human being just like anybody else. I get tempted just like everybody else, and you got to learn to walk away and try to take those thoughts out of your head. And that's the biggest thing, is trying to control your thoughts.
Oh, yeah. I was in my head all day today. Today was not a good day at work. I mean, not a good day. And it seemed like I say that every Wednesday. It's like, that's my worst days. And I come into the podcast and I'm able to like just leave that there.
Yeah.
And I can come in and talk and do this, and my mind's just way better.
It goes to show you how much communication means. Because we have the luxury of long format talking to each other.
Yeah.
If you call your best friend and talk to him for 3 minutes once a week, that's a long time anymore.
Yes, it is.
It's a quick text or something.
Yeah, there's very few people I'll call and talk to. Trevor, he's my best friend. We talk quite a bit, but sometimes, like last night, I was sitting here and I was trying to get a podcast going, and my kid was sick, supposed to be doing stuff with Alexa and my brother-in-law, and couldn't, and I called him. He's like, "What's up?" I'm like, just having kind of a shit day. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, same, I'm on the boat, and just kind of contemplate. He's like, you got a podcast going? And I'm like, no, I'm trying to, but I'm like, do you have time? He's like, no, I don't. I'm like, no, we'll just do it tomorrow, and today's the day, and we're just kind of getting going, but I was trying to get into like you function with the hunting and the functional fitness, like with your job, and like you're with the Army Corps of Engineers, correct?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like how does that work with being able to time around what you enjoy doing? I don't really know much about it. I know, and we're not going to get into detail with it, but there's some good things you guys have done that's helped us out with archery community.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I've worked for the Corps of Engineers since I was 16.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's kind of a funny story growing up. I'll just give you a quick background. I grew up in Minnesota, which is like the land of 10,000 lakes. Like when I was a kid, we just was outside all the time. Moved to Missouri in the 4th grade, and I'm out screwing around on some property across behind the ball field you're talking about, cutting my teeth and on bow hunting and just swimming in the lake. And I don't even know what it is. It's like,
back then it didn't matter.
Well, I didn't think it did.
Yeah.
But unbeknownst, it's the Corps of Engineers.
Oh, okay.
It's the public ground.
Okay.
I mean, it's all of us own it. Taxpayers own that.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot by Greenville.
It's surrounded by it. So I mean, I was a town kid, but we literally were surrounded by woods, right? So we cut our teeth on Corps of Engineers ground, and didn't even know about public land. It's just,
right.
I mean, I was too young, and a lot of people still today, I don't think is too familiar with that. We have a lot of public ground around us.
Yes, we do.
So, but yeah. Anyways, fast forward, and I started working there when I was 16 at Clearwater Lake as just a summer grunt, and realized.
And I do remember that, but I didn't realize it still coincided with today. It's cool.
Yeah. So went to school at College of Ozarks and got my undergrad in wildlife management and conservation, and got my master's in biology, and that kind of opened the door to move to Wapapello Lake, and it's kind of went full circle, back to home. So I'm invested at Wapapello, so I'm a natural resources specialist there, and everything we do at the lake for me on my job is really to improve habitat for wildlife.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
Anything from restoring native plants we did a prescribed burn today. We have a robust timber harvest program. So we do a lot of wetland restoration. We're also, dabbling in fishery stuff. We work with Missouri Department of Conservation. We got a greenhouse that we use for an interpretive exhibit for schools and stuff that come by and see what, native plants and stuff look like. So, I've one of the coolest things I think that we did there in recent years in 2020, we built an archery range.
Love that range.
That's
I
cool.
think you've been to before.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
You'd actually, it was one of the few times we had talked. Sorry to cut you off.
No,
there.
It's your podcast, dude. What you want,
dude. Yeah, it's my story. No, because you'd seen where we posted about it. It might have been right after we started Rack Attack. So it'd been like probably 2021. No, it's 2019, maybe somewhere around in that time frame. You had messaged me like, "Hey, we helped put that together. If you have any questions or whatever, holler at me." I'm like,
cool.
That's cool because I didn't know. I knew it was on that ground, but I didn't know if it's kind of like McLean Park where they was sponsored by somebody and they put it in on that land. But man, you guys have built an awesome archery range
I appreciate
and it's
that.
expensive. It's like not cheap targets. Like
they're Reinhardt targets.
Yeah, like Reinhardt, the best of the best. Paved. I mean, the mosquito could be a little more controlled, but that's my only complaint.
I hear you. You go down there in August after the rain, it can get kind of rough, especially toward that back loop for some reason.
Yes,
closer to
very,
the river.
very, very bad back there.
Yeah, well, that's kind of like September hunting anyways.
It is, man. Just get you a thermocell and go on with it.
So 2020, we slapped that together. It was always a dream of my colleagues, Jeremy Jackson, who wanted to, we had an old softball field down there, no one used it.
I remember that.
So we let's, we're all archers, everyone in the community not really enjoy it. Let's do something that's I think the taxpayers deserve and will want. So we built that in 2020. It is got 4 range targets out front, 20 through 50.
Yep.
And they're actually the 4x4 Reinhardt targets.
Are they Reinhardt?
Yeah.
I was asking Trevor, what are these things made of? Because man, they stop anything and everything. I've shot 420 grain arrows. I've shot 630 grain arrows. It stops everything.
We've got new sets of those to put out. They're getting some age on them now, so we got all new sets to put out this spring for that. We've got 20 3D targets scattered throughout a 3/4 mile long trail. The first 6 or 7 targets is ADA friendly, so it's paved down there, and it's even paved to the target, the pole targets.
Yeah. So bow holders and benches
on every target, and it's free.
Yeah, dude, that's
free,
crazy.
A lot of people don't know that. So. So come use it,
Yeah. That is awesome, yeah.
No, I'm glad you guys put that out there. Me being close, which now I had the yard for it, but even when I lived over in Piedmont, close to it, we drove out there all the time, and utilized it. And very thankful because you can't go buy 3 bag targets and enjoy your experience, let alone buy them Reinhardts.
Yeah.
I know what they cost, and to do all that was just awesome for us to just go use. Yeah. And I hope people that use it respect it.
We've. No one's even stole a target,
dude. That's awesome.
So that speaks to our community.
Awesome. No,
someone could if they wanted to, but
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So like I said, it speaks to our community. I'm glad people appreciate it. It's been one of the funner things I got to work on and help develop. At the core. So, but archery hunting is kind of close to my heart. So it was definitely something I wanted to be involved in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's a question I got for you. Okay. Since you work there. So, my father-in-law tells stories of Wapella Lake back in, the late 80s, early 90s, and he's like, dude, it used to be like a Kentucky lake kind of deal. Lily pads everywhere. You could go out there, wear fish out. And then, ever since I've known it, it's just been a big mud hole.
Yeah.
Do you know what caused all the vegetation?
I have my own theories. Back in, around those 80s, people, I think, started getting more boats. And I think... it kind of went from people used to always be at resorts around the lake and everyone shared a boat and blah, blah, blah. Now you look at it now, everyone's got their own boat.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot more erosion. I think there's a lot more, the water is just getting ripped on all
Turning
summer.
It over all the
and
time.
I think honestly, I think the floods have been a big factor. The reason I say that was 2 years ago, we've had 2 or 3 years in summertime that was really stable. Mm-hmm. So we had some American lotus growing in about 3 separate locations across the lake, and then we got 2 years of floods in a row, and it's gone. Yeah. So I think it's a combination of that. No one knows for sure. But, But yeah, the fisheries it's a dynamic fisheries. It goes up and down because it's such a small lake.
Well, isn't it a flood control lake?
Yes,
that's what it's
absolutely.
for.
It's its main priority, but thank goodness that we own 44,000 acres around that 8,000 acre lake that is open for recreation. We have 5 campgrounds. We got probably 10 miles of trails.
Wow.
So. And it's all that stuff is open to the public and encouraged to use,
Mm-hmm.
So I love my job because I get to facilitate 44,000 acres as if it was like my backyard.
Yeah, that's
cool.
And we do that through a lot of different ways. Like I said, there's a lot of different management techniques. We use contracts. We use local farmers to help us take care of it. We sell timber to the local community to help us take care of our logging operations and stuff like that. So Wappapello has been dear to my heart for a long time. It was my backyard. So I don't foresee myself going anywhere, honestly. I hope I can end my career there, and do good for the local community. The people like me as a kid growing up. And it's nice to see people getting out and enjoying the outdoors, right? Because that's like something, it's near dear to our hearts,
absolutely.
Right?
That's like you said, you don't realize how lucky we are having so much public land around us.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Like
to
even
think about.
Stretching out to Fremont area, Irish wilderness and stuff like that. It's like some people, especially like in Iowa or northern Missouri, even like you got to drive quite a ways just to get to your first little spot of public ground.
Yeah, we're pretty fortunate to have that right here at our fingertips.
And I'd be remiss if I don't say this while we're talking about that. It's just because I don't know if everyone knows that you are allowed to hunt on Wappapello Lake. You are allowed to fish the lake. You can trap on the lake. There's a few places you can't, right? And we have an interactive hunting map on our page. You can just Google Wappapello Lake and you can get on that map and see where you're allowed to hunt. Because a lot of people just don't know.
Right. Yeah,
they don't have no idea. So invite you out there to come out and recreate, hunt, fish, whatever you want. But if you have more questions, you can always call the office, right? But it's a quick guide to get on the Google that map and you can see where you can. So.
There's a lot of access points to get on the lake too.
Yeah.
I remember I hunted out there one time, pulled my boat to work, got off work, headed out there, put it in Otter Creek. And went around the bend a little ways. What's that?
Strickland?
Strickland, that's the Strickland Point. And I remember I seen this saddle on the map, so I started heading out there. Ended up shooting me a deer. It was a little button buck. Well, it ran down, and I seen water down there. I was like, well, heck yeah, it ran right down to the lake. I'll just go get my boat, go get it.
Yeah.
Well, when I got down there, I got my boat. I realized that where it ran down was a cove, and it was blocked off, so I couldn't get back there. So I parked the boat, walked all the way back in there. It was getting dark, so I just threw the sucker over my shoulders. Get back to
Get back.
Yeah.
Lift heavy deers.
Yeah.
Get back to the boat, put them in
40
there.
40 pounders are heavy.
I got blood all over me.
They eat good though.
Oh yeah, they do.
I fire the boat up, and that sucker just died. And I'm like, what in the world? And I'm looking, and I'm several bends up Otter Creek, and about to get dark, and I look in the gas tank, not a drip of gas. I'm like, crap. So I call my wife. She's like, well, it'll be about 2 hours before I can get down there. I was like, well, I guess you got to do what you got to do. Yeah. So I stripped down to my boxers. I jump in. I swim that boat all the way down.
Swim it. Oh, wow.
Yeah. But it was fun. There was definitely deer there.
Yeah,
it was a fun experience.
Those are the stories that you remember, though.
I know.
Yeah, you won't forget that one.
Yeah, those are the fun
Good thing
ones.
I was young when that happened.
Yeah.
So do you get much time to bow hunt then? It kind of seems like guys with jobs like that, kind of like for me, I always want to chase my passion. I'm afraid it would maybe take over.
I'm very fortunate. Yeah, I get the bow hunt quite a bit. I could turkey hunt quite a bit. I could rifle hunt quite a bit. I've kind of, talking about balance and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And when we're getting older, we can only do so many hobbies. So I try to communicate to my boss, and everyone's like minded too in the office. We're all
that's all, man.
Hunt. So it's not awesome. Like we try to set up sometimes that we're taking off and
not too competitive with I want off November 16th. You're like, so do I.
And then most of the time we can get off then,
Really?
So
that's good.
Don't try to find me in November at the Corps office.
Yeah.
But,
if you have questions, wait till December.
Yeah. Wait till December. It's not that pressing. But yeah, so I'm very fortunate to be able to hunt.
That's awesome.
I'm probably not thankful enough. The more I think about it, I should be more thankful for that opportunity because, when you text me about maybe wanting to do this podcast and we were talking about fitness and family and hunting and how do we blend all this stuff together?
Exactly.
And what's it mean and what's our priorities and all that stuff. So
because very time and money strenuous, and when you're trying to balance all this stuff, it's crazy.
Yeah, it absolutely is. So yeah, I'm very thankful that I get to hunt.
Pardon my duck.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was talking to my wife the other day, like stress is a killer sometimes. Like I think that's what causes a lot of sickness and illnesses. And
big time.
I mean, it's constant stress, and because I struggle with it every day when I get up. Like, I mean, I've got to physically just force myself to be thankful and like, get myself into that, because my natural instinct is to think about what I got to do, or how big of a plate it is, like what's going to happen if it goes. You're looking at what could go wrong instead of what's going right in your life at that point.
Yeah. So say if this all went away, like I don't know how I could balance my stress levels and like an anxiety and just bouncing off the wall ADHD stuff. Like these are the things that bring me back to like my grassroots, and like without this, I have like no foundation. I'm just going to be a leaning tower of blocks. I'm probably going to stumble and fall.
We all identify with something, right? We all look to be someone or identify something, and I think I can speak for all of us. We're trying to be good, strong Christian men.
Yes.
Trying to be good fathers, good husbands. But it's also fun to kill a deer. And how do you balance that? I don't even know how you even really dissect the conversation. That's why that's amazing about these podcasts. Is we can spend a little time and bounce ideas and stuff off each other. But I'm getting a little older. I'm almost 40, so I might have some, you could say, wisdom. I don't know if you call it that or not, but what I've found out is, I'll just tell you right now, I've got, my wife, we're about to be married for a year come up in May, but we have a boy of our own who's just about turned 18 months. And then we had past relationships with other kids. So I've got 2 girls and she's got a boy and a girl. So we got, 5 kids that we're trying to balance. Mm-hmm. She's a working mother, she's a nurse. It's like, we got a very blended family and all those kids are, except for my youngest, are active in some kind of traveling sport. And, as you alluded to your daughter who's doing that stuff, it's like, okay, I am dealing with some selfish issues, right? Like I deal with this every day almost, especially during hunting season. For some reason, I think that I should be granted time to go hunting. Yep. Mm-hmm. And I feel like, and this is totally wrong, I shouldn't feel like this, but I'm just being candid, that my family should be like, excuse me for being gone. It doesn't matter, right? Yep, my wife, here's the kids, right? Never mind, she's worked for a full year and she's earned her time too, right? So it's a selfish battle that I struggle with quite a bit because I want to be better. Yeah. But I just love hunting. Mm-hmm. I love being outdoors. I love being competitive. I like working out. And I think one way that was really working right now for me and my wife is I just communicate those things to her. Yeah. Yep. How can she be your best cheerleader if she's not even aware that you are just obsessed with bow hunting for some reason you can't even articulate? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But if she knows that, man, I want to kill quote unquote trophy, whatever it is, it can be a button buck or a big buck. It don't matter. It can be 10 does. Whatever your goal is. Yeah. I think if you portray that to your wife or your girlfriend or whoever it may be, like they're going to be on your team, right? Yeah. They're going to be truly happy for you. But if they don't know, they're going to be a little reluctant if you're spending how many set days out in the woods?
More than you need to.
Right. More probably.
Because you're not succeeding 99% of the time, You're up early, home late, and you come in and you got no bloody arrows in your quiver. Your knife's still clean. You're hungry. You may be a little bit cranky.
Yeah. It wears on you a little more than you would think.
Dude, if like going on a hunting trip, 4 or 5 days, whatever it may be, you come in, you're zonked. Yeah. Like you need to take vacation to get over your vacation.
No kidding.
It's that with that time, especially when you're used to lifting and eating good. I do that. I'm not doing any other thing but hiking maybe, and I bought all this lightweight equipment, so it ain't like I'm got a big load. With camera gear, it's kind of heavy. You know how it is with camera gear. I don't know if you've ever done any filming or not. But
no, I'm terrible at getting a deer shot without it, so I don't need any excuses.
Sometimes it's like that. Now, let's see, your wife, what's your wife's name?
Brittany.
Does she hunt at all?
No. She, I think she would. She's been on a trip or two.
So she's for it though, and everything. I mean, it kind of has to be with you, because a lot of wives, it's almost better when the husband doesn't have that resemblance. Like, I want Alexa to shoot and hunt so bad, and she's a really good shot, and she enjoys it, but it's like not her passion. She does it with me, and then with the kids, and they're almost at the age where they can. Oakley's of age; she's just not quite capable just yet. But I'm so excited to get them in the blind with me. Whatever,
Let me tell you, my daughter, for the first year, this was the first year she actually got to shoot a deer. She mowed down 2 does because they just opened it up where kids can, get antlerless tags too.
Yeah, depending on what
multiple seasons, right?
Yeah, so like she shot the first doe, and dude, I was on cloud 9. I was like, whoo! I was like, hey, it's only like 7:30. I said, we still got time. I said, let's sit here and wait and see if something else comes out. She's like, no, I want to go see that deer. I was like, okay.
I would have go. I still do.
So we go out there, get it, drag it, put it by the blind. I was like, let's get back up in here just a little bit and see what we see. It wasn't 15 minutes later. She's like, deer, deer, deer. And I'm like, where? And I look out. Sure enough, here comes the other little. I mean, they're both fawns. Yeah. But I mean, I didn't care.
Them dumb ones. Yeah.
I was like,
said the 40-pound deer.
Yeah, I looked at her and I was like, and this time I didn't even talk to her. I said, you know what to do.
Really?
And so I said, just do the same thing. Because it was coming the same path as that other one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she just, waited for it to stop, put the sucker on there, and bam. And I see when that sucker bowed up, I was like, you got that one.
That fires me up. It really does.
And then watching her run out there, like, she's seen where kind of the general direction where it flopped. And I seen it up there, so I was letting her go, and she was taking that gun. She had it on her back, and she was running, and she just flops it down on the ground. I told her afterwards, I was like, hey, well, be careful with the gun. Like, that's the only thing that went wrong. But she took off running over there. She's doing cartwheels, and whoo! And I was like, man, that tops like, I mean, I love hunting, and I still love hunting, but that tops my charts on that. When you see that kid have that excitement. Yeah, it's kind of like you've seen the generation be passed down just a little
Passing on the torch, or at least the flame.
Yeah. That's awesome.
No, but back to your, talking about your relationships with your wife and stuff like that, man, I've seen so many relationships that like have gone downhill, and it's a lack of communication. Like, and I think it's
I'm guilty of that. I don't communicate very well.
And, like you said before, it's a kind of a prideful thing on both sides. Like, like I've heard it said before, like, well, why don't you tell someone, why don't you tell her this? Say, well, I've been married this long. If she doesn't know it, then,
guilty there too.
It's like, no, that's where you need to drop your pride, man, and just say, look, like, this means the world to me. Like,
yeah, exactly. And things change.
And I've had to do that a lot. I've been guilty of doing the same thing.
I am speaking from, I'm preaching to the choir, it sounds like too, but I'm as guilty as anyone.
I mean, I guarantee you my wife will listen to this, and she will tell you I am the perfect husband in the world, never make a mistake. Just kidding.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate your wife letting you come out here. I take up your whole Wednesdays, and once we get a little busier in the summertime, it may be different days. Like, and I know it's hard, and I appreciate like you coming out and taking the time and doing that, because it's a sacrifice, and it's not like we have a big following. We have 30 or 40 followers. We get a couple hundred views. We got to start somewhere. Yeah. And like you were saying earlier with like your lifting and stuff, like you're showing that you can just go out there and you can fail and you succeed. And I say it all the time, how we can, it's okay to try, it's okay to fail, it's okay to try again. And that's like all incorporated with my mindset of the podcast or the outdoor channel or or hunting, or whatever it may be. Like, if I wanted to do things that were more successful, I would find other things to do, but I choose to like fail because that's my best growing period, and if I don't have that, well, things would get boring for one, and two, it makes you a stronger person. Like you said, you were 32 whenever you kind of opened more doors and you listen to God, like, with your fitness journey as well, it kind of happened coinciding. Like, without failing, like, I don't think your ears are going to be open. I don't think you're near as coachable. You look at some kids that are naturally really good at baseball. They could be some of the hardest coaching people, little shits, really. Yeah. And like, man, if you would just listen a little bit, like, you could just go beyond. Yep. And at times we all have had prideful events, I'm sure, but as I get older, it's just, I would just soon ask more questions, and I would try to state, and I don't try to brag. Some things I'm proud of for accomplishing, but like nowhere near where I want to be. And I look up to you, like what you've done in CrossFit and stuff. I'm like, man, like, why didn't I just stay with it? Maybe I failed and I put it in my back pocket and be like, well, I'm embarrassed now because I couldn't go. I was doing the, what do you call it, like scaled down versions.
Yeah, just scale
down. I was doing the women's deals, and some of the women were flat kicking my butt.
Yeah, that's fine.
And Lance was like, "Hey, Lance and Daubert's, hey, you're doing a good job." I'm like, "No, I'm not." No. Like, you know.
No, but it sounds like there's something about doing hard things. There really is.
It's primal too. I mean, it's kind of driven.
I think the human mind needs to be challenged. That's what built America. That's what built civilization. Yeah. I mean, you had to challenge yourself to grow.
And women too. I mean, it's women as well. Not
and that's kind of really what scares me about this generation. You know, is like you got so much stuff that kind of just numbs your mind nowadays, like social media or this or that. And if you're not careful, like you just. You're going to go your whole life and just, you know, you're not going to make any headway. You're just, and I'm not dogging nobody for doing that because, I mean, I was guilty for first half of my life for doing that, you know?
Yeah.
But what are they missing out on?
You just got to be careful. Like, that's all I want to say is, you know.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope. Even as a parent with your own kids, it's real easy to give a kid a tablet and be like, go in the corner and color while I go over here and do something else.
Exactly.
That's not, it's hard to be a parent. If it's not hard to be a parent, you're doing it wrong, I think. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I believe. I think you're neglecting it if you're not feeling like you failed. You know, like when my little kids went up to me and like, "Daddy, I love you," nonstop. "Daddy, I love you," and I'm like, I just got onto them. I'm like, man, I feel like this tall right now, and they still look at me like I'm their hero. And
I think a child feels like they feel loved when they have discipline, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just like us, you know, like when you're doing things right and you're making yourself do stuff, you feel like you're in line, you know, like you've got a purpose, you've got a goal, and you're meeting those expectations, and you're just going on. And I think like sometimes like a kid, like they understand, they may be mad at you in the moment if you have to whoop them or whatever you do to them, you know. But I think afterwards, and you sit down and explain to them, you know why I did this, you know, like this is why you can't act like this or whatever.
Understand you're trying to guide them to a degree. You know?
I remember the first time. I mean, I've been lucky; I haven't had to, you know, whoop my daughter. But like 2 times her whole life. She's 9 years old now. But the first time I had to do it, like I understood what my parents told me was, this hurts me more than it hurts you. Because I remember when I was a kid, I was always like, well, if that hurts you so much, then why don't you just don't do it? You know? Like, but like, I remember like she was walking out to the road and I told her, I said, "Hey, don't get your foot in that road." You know? And she's like, looks at me with those big blue eyes, and she starts just backpedaling, just creeping. And I was like, "Kaylee, don't get out in the road." I was like, "Please." I was like, "If you put your foot in the road," I said, "I'm going to spank you." And she just kept looking at me. And I mean, she did that whole thing because she was testing me at that time, you know, and she just take her foot and just touched it. And I was like, crap, if I don't spank her right now, she's going to call my bluff the rest of my life.
Yep.
So I picked her up, you know, I popped her on the butt. And I mean, she went to crying. And I remember I was like, gosh. Now I know that feeling.
Why'd you have to put your foot in the road?
I remember I was like, look, you understand, you know, she was only like 2, so she doesn't understand, I don't think. But I was like, you got to understand, you have to listen to Daddy. I said, because what if there was a car coming and I told you stop? That's what I always
fear is parking lots.
I said, I would rather you be mad at me right now than you be dead someday, you know, because you didn't listen to me.
So parenting is something else, ain't it? It's just
it is.
I mean, I know they write books about it,
and
I should probably read some, but it's I don't know. It just feels like no one knows all the answers, and it's such a journey. We all have fun stories and hard stories with kids, you know. But
is it hard getting time with the blended family? Like I don't know what you see your kids, especially like when it comes time to hunting or like the fitness, like, you know, that's a big part of you. And like I said earlier, if I lost that, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. Yeah. But then it would be even more difficult having a time. Yeah. Whenever you have your kids, you know.
Yeah, I try to that's one reason I go to the gym I go to, because they go with me.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
They're going to come with me, and they're going to watch me suffer and roll around on the ground and kind of be embarrassed probably sometimes because I need to get up. But, you know, I think it's good for your kids to see you suffer a little bit. And honestly, it's okay to like engage in conversations with your kids about why we're doing things. You know, this is why financially we've decided to do some things. You know, this like they need to start learning, you know, and it needs to be common for them. And they got to understand that sometimes life is hard. It really is, right? And you need to be as comfortable as possible in uncomfortable positions. And going to the gym sometime and punishing yourself and doing something you don't want to do is maybe a way to kind of get there to some degree.
I agree.
You know, and it's like, yeah, they're your kids. I mean, they're not an inconvenience. They are an extension of you. It's sometimes it's hard to sit down and try to explain things to them, especially when they're getting them. You know, they're smart, right? And they're going to figure stuff out anyway.
It's the reason why they go to somebody else's house and they're little angels, and then around me, it's like you are really testing me right now.
Right, but you're projecting yourself onto your kids all the time, and they are definitely picking up on your vibes for sure.
That's a true statement, man. That's a scary statement too sometimes, because, like I said, the stress and stuff like that. Like I don't want to, because I don't know how many times.
Would you ever explain to your 9-year-old like, times have been a little tough because of this, or or just not, you don't have to go into the details, and I'm not the best at it, but just like, sorry honey, today was a rough day, things didn't go as planned. It's easy just to kind of shell up and just avoid them and
guilty again,
or snap at them,
snap. I do that all the time.
I came in and I was trying to get stuff ready, and like, hey, I need help doing this. I'm like, I gotta get ready for a podcast, and she's like, well, I just need you to click this in. She had one of them little storage bins for like putting the couches and stuff outside. And I realized I hadn't said hi to the kids yet. And I came back outside, gave her a hug, and I gave the kids a hug. Like, my shit day, I didn't want to reflect on them. And I know coming in the podcast, it would relieve that issue, but I wanted to not have them, burdened for me kind of being a jerk when I came home. And they all happy and go lucky. Daddy, how was your day? It wasn't real good, but it's better now.
Yeah, exactly. They bring a little light to you.
Yeah,
and they don't even know they're doing it.
No,
right?
Even my 4-year-old, he gets it a little bit, But
something I've tried to do with my daughter for I don't know, last year or two, is every night when we lay down, like I tell her, my wife, and me, we all say something we're thankful for before we go to bed, And sometimes, like, you got to be careful that it just doesn't turn into a routine. Like I tell her all the time, I was like, I want you to really think about your day, like something you're really thankful for. And then, like, here the last 2 or 3 nights, I've been telling them, I was like, all right, let's add one more thing to the thankfuls. I said, after you say your thankfuls, I said, I want you to come up with one thing that you love about yourself.
Yeah,
that's good too.
And I said, because I told my wife, I said, I want her as a woman, she's going to grow up to be a woman. Mm-hmm. She's got to know that she's, worth it. Like, not prideful, but you got to learn to love yourself.
Exactly.
Because the world will beat you down to where you feel like you're nothing. Even if you are somebody. Everybody is somebody. We're all capable of more or less things. It depends on what path we choose to take, but that comes with that mindset and that kind of self-discipline of saying, hey,
me looking in the mirror back when I was, weighed a lot and stuff like that, and I was out of shape, let myself go. I didn't like it. I hated it. Like, I was like, that's not the guy I want to be, And it's like, now I can look in the mirror and I like it. Yeah. And it's not like I'm there, but it feels like, okay, I'm doing it. So that's why I want, and my wife also, I want her to love herself.
Yeah.
Because if you can't love yourself, you can't love other people, probably.
You hear that all the time. It's true.
So, but that's definitely a cool thing, to see your kids grow up and try to teach them. Yeah. Because my daughter, she's 9 years old, but golly, it's crazy the amount of stuff she picks up on, like you said.
Ping pong. You talking about ping pong earlier? He came over here from New Year's. Dude, she started playing. I'm like, how much have you played? Never played. Like, I was serving to her and like putting a little bit of my spin on it and stuff, and she was hitting it back. And like, dang near gave Swilly a run for his money, kind of goofing around.
Wow.
I'm like, man, you got a natural ping pong player. And she's just tall enough to kind of see over the table. And I'm like, dang, like she's
that's cool.
Very capable of doing anything she sets her mind to, which that comes from you and your wife too. I mean, you guys put that on her, and that's how you guys are.
And that's what I see in my daughter is, man, I see a ferocious, like whatever she wants. Like, I mean, I have a mindset that if I set my mind to it, I can do it. But my personality is not what I think. My daughter's personality, she don't meet no stranger.
No.
Like, and she's good at communicating. So I'm like, dude, if you learn to love yourself, or learn to love God, learn to love yourself, you can do anything you want. And just, cool. I said, go serve, I said, you'll change the world one day. And she's like, well, I don't know about that. I was like,
I see
you're going to change. I said, you're going to change your world. I said, you've got it in you. And she's like, oh, well, thank you, Dad.
Yeah, that's awesome. Encouraging your kids, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to do sometimes. You have to take the time for it.
Sometimes it's hard, like you
just
said,
because it's just easy to get in your own self-loathing, and my kids didn't ask to be put on this planet. you know what I'm saying? I have to spend time for them, right? And a lot of this stuff we do, it is for them. I've been thinking a lot about like this, just blending all this balance of hunting and working out and family life and trying to be a good Christian, and feel like failing and all that stuff. It's like But what am I trying to do? Like it's even hard to have these conversations because all of these facets I think are intertwined to some degree.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So
and there's no end goal.
I know.
Really. There's no dotted line. When does the sentence end?
Exactly. And I find myself doing things like shooting archery. There's no end goal. You can't beat archery.
No, I'm never gonna be Levi Morgan.
Yeah,
but like
I
can try.
He hasn't beat archery.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I can't beat functional fitness.
No.
You know, you're always pushing yourself. And I like to think that it's like I'm trying to build like a capacity as a man. And what does that really mean? Like I'm trying to do things that are difficult, so I can be stronger in hard times. I'm trying to be quote unquote fit so I'm capable of doing something for anyone who needs it, including myself.
Yeah.
I want my wife to be attracted to me,
Yeah.
because I want to be attracted to her physically, emotionally, spiritually,
right.
and all this
it's
stuff.
It's a big deal to us. I mean, it is.
And, so why do I hunt? I don't really know, but it's something that I connect with. It puts me in a better mindset, and I feel like it's taught me a lot over my life that I think goes back into being this capacity that I have as I would hope to be a strong, reliable man.
Yeah.
I want to be the rock for my family, for my friends.
Yep.
I want my peers at work to think, I'm showing up and being someone they can trust. So I mean, there is no end goal. I don't know what it is, but it's always a driving force to try to build this capacity that's not even measurable. But it's not even really measurable. But for some reason, you feel more capable, right?
Yeah.
And that's empowering.
Yeah.
And your kids, your wife will pick up on that. You will project that to your friends, and I think that carries a lot of weight.
Yeah, where some things I feel like I may be a little lazy at. Like there's other things that I work really hard at. And this stuff here, it's a legit business, but there's no money. I don't make anything on it. It's like, so if I'm just spending money, like sometimes I feel like I'm just spinning my wheels, but there's more to it, and it's a lot deeper than what we're just surface level checking the boxes. There's a lot of value. What little bit we've had doing this, people's talked to us and appreciated what we're doing. I haven't had hardly anything negative yet. It's going to come. Just kind of shrug it off, or maybe learn from it too.
Yeah.
I am who I am. I cuss some, I drink some, I carry on, but I'm just trying to show. I'm trying to be as relatable and just as me and human as possible. Just show, hey, I have my faults, but I'm still trying to do the best I can to balance a fun life, a fit life, a hard life. Not make it so hard to where, this consumes too much income or time to where now it's become a burden. And at times it is overwhelming, but I also embrace that because it's making me be better with time management, having to get up earlier, and he's an inspiration in the mornings in the gym, I did make it twice this week. The first time I couldn't get in because they had the tornadoes come through and the electric was off in Piedmont. I carry the Piedmont gym and Poplar Bluff gym. And, tonight's an off day. This morning I didn't get up. I was so tired this morning. I really wanted to. I'm irritated, but, like it's everything's a balance, and sometimes you're really outweighed on one end or the other. But whenever you show up and say you do fail, but you still done it and gave it your all, like that's such a reward. Yeah. You walk away feeling accomplished for just getting your butt kicked at the gym, or you went out and you did succeed and kill a deer or not. Like even if you kill one, that's the games aren't over. You got to go track it and get it out of there. And if you're by yourself, a 40-pound dead deer feels heavy.
That's
and then
why
if you
cut
shoot
them up into pieces and put them in a backpack anymore. I ain't dragging
absolutely.
them.
Absolutely. And I like to get into that too, because like we are mainly a hunting background, but I love just putting everything life into it, because it's not just walking to your stand and coming out. Like hunting, like it's way more than all the prep and the preparation and the practice and the money spent and the sacrifices with your family, especially having a blended family. Yeah. Like that is difficult, but and a lot of people, they face that. Today's reality, it's just a fact of life. It's a roller coaster that sometimes goes off the rails.
Yeah, nicely said, for sure.
And as a man, I think the devil has 3 tactics to get it at a man, and it's simple to get at us. You got the lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, the pride of life. That's basically what tempts us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the devil's kind of like a fisherman. He don't care what bait he catches you on. He's going to use one of them 3. He's going to dangle it in front of you, whether it be a good looking woman. That'd be the lust of the eyes, and the lust of the flesh, or having somebody talk you up and get that pride going. And, you know, like,
or the guy next to you catch a bigger fish. You're like, man, I want to be like him.
A lot of times what the pride of life gets me, I was talking to my boss about this today, is like in hunting. Like sometimes, like, yeah, I want to kill a big buck, but sometimes I feel like the drive for me to want to kill a big buck every year is so I can have that reputation of being a big buck killer. And it's like, man, should I, you know, because like this last year was not the year for me. Like,
I want to get into that too, how your season went in a minute. But you had a rough one.
You've got like
I felt so bad.
But you can't stop.
I'm only laughing because I've been there.
Yeah, dude.
You can't stop trying to kill big bucks because, you know, like, you don't want to be prideful. You got to learn. You know, I think you've got to. I had to learn how to just really enjoy it and like basically be like, you know, if you want me to kill a big buck this year, you'll make it happen. You know.
Like you were saying, thanks for giving you the legs and the will to be able to go out there when a lot of people can't.
Enjoy the sunrise.
You know? Failing in the hunting woods makes you a more humble man. You know, because you don't, instead of looking for that deer coming by, you're enjoying the way the forest comes to life after 15 minutes after the sunrise and everything starts moving around. You get to kind of like, you realize just how small you really are.
Oh, man.
Or when you come out of the woods at night and all the predators are out and like, man, dude, they could drag me off in a heartbeat. You know?
There's something about the solitude of being in the woods that is refreshing. Refreshing to me.
So how'd your fall season go?
Good, actually. You know, killed both my bucks this year.
I've never done that.
Yeah.
Other than like when I was in Arkansas in college for a little bit, I'd killed 2 bucks. But
So I had a good season. I was fortunate. I normally hunt mostly public ground because we have so much, but I had a private bean field I got to shoot a deer early season off of, which kind of sucks because I like hunting.
Yeah.
So you're kind of paused.
In fact, I'm old enough to remember that when we used to have you kill 3 bucks in a year now.
Yeah,
so it's like
I miss those days.
I miss those days too. So
people still do. They just
I had to wait till gun season. To kill the other one, and I killed several does, you know. So I had a fortunate season, and again, I have to be thankful to my wife, you know.
Yeah.
I was going to bring this up earlier. I think one thing we do well is we set expectations for hunting seasons, and that may change, you know, over time depending on your kids. It changes from family to family, and I'm not talking like your own expectations, like I want to kill a big buck or I want to kill 10 does, or that's great. You should have those too, and that whatever is a trophy to you is a trophy to you. You know, it doesn't matter if you're a big buck killer or a big button buck killer, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, it's
having those goals do help.
But the expectations I'm more thinking of is well, yeah, those goals definitely help, and I'm goal oriented. But the expectations for me and my wife is, you know, I'm going to set my time parameters of when I feel like it's important for me to hunt, right? Like, I expressed to her, I would love to hunt October 15th through gun season.
My favorite.
I feel like it's the best time for me to hunt. I will not relinquish all my responsibilities as a husband and as a father. But if we can make it happen, I want to be in the woods as much as I can in that time. You know, it's just I'm trying to be efficient with my time because I'm not too proud to say that most of the time killing deer is luck. You know, there's a large majority of that,
yes, there is.
And a lot of time of it is time. So you need to have those things working for you.
It's a good formula.
It's a real good formula, you know. And if I can go into the woods guilt-free, right, I can sit there longer. I can hunt harder.
It's a much better hunt.
And it's a much better hunt. And instead of getting down at 9 because I felt like I got to go home and help watch the kids, I should have stayed till 10 when the big buck came by on my trail camera. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So setting those expectations ahead of time, going back to communicating, you know, with your wife, like, this is my time.
Yeah.
Also, what is your, talking to my wife, what is your bow hunting? What do you want to do on your time? And what hobby do you want to do?
Yeah.
What can we get you into? So, you know, you're getting, you know, your time as well. Mm-hmm. And for her, and thankfully it's the same as me, she loves river time.
Yeah.
So in the summer, we bought a boat. We're going to the river.
There you go.
You know, that's what she says, I want to make that happen. That's my priority. That's my bow season.
Yeah.
You
that's
know,
not a bad trade-off because you guys are both enjoying that.
Right. I want to go anyway. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I think having that communication, setting those expectations well ahead of time, you know, again, she's going to root for you, you know, get in there and get it done.
Yeah.
You know, and if you have to hunt outside of those time frames, you can ask her and it may be fine. It may not. I don't know, you know, but for sure, I think setting that time frame expectation helps us out a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need that. I'm going to turn this on.
And another thing, while you're doing that, let your kids know too. I mean, I'm bad at that. For some reason, I'm really pretty decent at communicating with my wife, but I'm bad at like expressing that to my kids. Like, why is Dad not here? Every night I'm asleep when he shows up. At 9 o'clock.
Especially early season when the time hasn't changed. It's still daylight at 8 o'clock, and I'm not coming in until 9:30, and they're in bed, and then I'm up long before they're awake to go to work. It's
exactly.
It's easy to kind of put them on the wayside. Not it's a bad saying, but of course, you like my wife. Hey, I'm going here and here and here. Possibly here's on X. So if I'm not communicating with you, something's an issue. Like this is where I'm at.
Yeah. Don't show anyone else.
Yeah, like she understands. yeah. Keep just emergency purposes only. But like the kids are all like, "Daddy, you're gone." But then whenever I come in with any kind of animal, like their eyes are just wide open. They're excited. They want to hold it. They want to pet it. They want to watch me skin it. Like they're not afraid to. That's all the blood, the guts, and the glory. Like they love it. And I hope that what I'm doing passes on to them with the fitness side and the hunting side. I could always strive to be a lot better of a man. Like I said, the communication. I'm piss poor on that. Bad. Like with feelings and stuff. But Alexa, she does enjoy doing this when she can. She doesn't much, and she's kind of okay with that. Sometimes I probably should let her hunt a little more or do whatever and take some more time. But she knows that's kind of who I am. Like that. Yeah. That's my time to really to self-reflect and grow and kind of like it's my reset. Especially when I can go on a guy's trip for like a weekend. A lot of times we'll go turkey hunt with him or in deer season, like basically twice a year. And it like resets me. I come back, I get like that drive again. Like I miss her, I want to be with her, and we do some things when I get back to try to give her time back. But I know it's never enough because like I am in the woods all the time when it's season or leading up to it.
I'll tell you what, man, having a wife that supports you like that is I mean, you can't beat it.
Yeah, sounds like we're all fortunate.
Yeah, my wife. I mean, not saying we never had an argument or ever something.
It happened.
Well, you can't blame her.
I get selfish.
You want to hunt again?
Yeah. How much you spend on that bow?
Yeah. She married a pretty driven individual. So it's kind of like.
But that's maybe one of the reasons she did, though, because I'm sure you're driven on a lot of other things.
Yeah.
And like I was saying earlier, hunting has molded who I am. You may know me as a CrossFitter, but I would identify more as a hunter. You know?
And I told him I didn't know how serious you were, and I knew you hunted, and we've talked about this during some rifle seasons. We text back and forth, but I never knew just how much.
As much as I can get away with.
Yeah, that's awesome.
No, I mean, honestly, I've honed way back. I used when I was growing up, and you probably the same way. If you could hunt it, I hunted it. If you could fish it, I'd fish it.
Yeah, I used to be a lot more into that.
Yeah.
For whatever I could. Like I never was in like we had the trappers come on. I've always been intrigued by that. My family.
That's the only thing I haven't done either.
I need to.
Yeah.
I need to bad, but it's just like how full can my plate get?
Exactly.
Before it becomes.
That's why I bow hunt and I rifle hunt. When I'm really mad at them, I definitely want to rifle hunt to get some revenge on them. But and then turkey hunt. In the spring.
Yeah. Yeah, turkey season right around the corner.
Occasionally we can go. I go fishing. I love to go fishing and do some fish gigging too. If there's days,
I do like gigging. I didn't get to go.
We used to go bow fishing all the time.
I miss doing that.
It's like
I miss doing.
I miss doing all that too. And listen, there's a time in our lives we'll probably get to do a lot more of that stuff.
Well, and that's what I told
it's just
my
not right now.
Yeah,
I told my wife
get older, maybe out of the house.
My daughter is finally getting to the age where I think she could skin a bow back and shoot a fish.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when she's 2 years old and all them bugs, swarming her out there, like I don't think she'd like it.
Yeah, you get your belly full of bugs out there in the water. I used to do Mingo whenever it would flood. Oh man, you hate to turn the light on because it just swarmed you.
That's crazy how them bugs when you're bow fishing, they'll come out for about 30 minutes to 45 minutes, and then all of a sudden it's just poof, clear.
Yeah, you realize you're like, I can take my mask off now. I can breathe.
I don't know why I even start till we should just wait an hour. And
exactly.
After dark. But.
Yeah.
Was there ever a person or something that inspired you for the hunting side? Because because Michael always, which I mean he's a lot younger, but I remember him like hunting, but never was like big in it. I knew your mom, and you had a stepdad at the time, right?
Donald. He was actually when I was about 12, he got me into bow hunting.
Okay,
and then I didn't. I mean, when my mom split up with him, not really. I just something. I don't know. I don't know how to even tie it together, but I enjoyed archery from a young age.
I did too
at that age.
Yeah.
We could. town kids, we get together and we'd shoot bows all the time.
Yeah.
And I think it just kind of snowballed from there. And then all of a sudden we're squirrel hunting in the backyard,
Yep.
you know, and then we're out just goofing off. So I don't know really where the passion evolved, except maybe it just was an evolution over time. Like I said, growing up in Minnesota, being an outside kid, it didn't matter if there was 3 foot of snow outside. We were outside. We were always kneeboarding on lakes. And I think just, you know, I think that's why it's important. Like you guys are getting your kids into being outdoors at a young age and stuff. And I think it just gets ingrained in you, you know, because it's refreshing. I don't know. Being outside is refreshing, right?
Yeah.
So,
and having that, just like I try to portray like a deer camp atmosphere here. That's why we're kind of a little more loose lipped and hanging out. But I love deer camp, and I growing up as a kid, we always hunted, but I only knew hunting as rifle season. You know, I shot bows because my uncle shot for PSA at the time, or he used to, and he instilled in me like the love for that and being intrigued. My dad never bow hunted, you know, ever. He's shot a couple of deer with a crossbow since I've got into this stuff, but so I don't know. I guess like this, the Outdoor Channel with Michael Waddell and them, like that. Seeing that's
true.
I'm like, man, like I want to be like him, you know. And I guess that was a lot of it. Just what little bit I could watch of that kind of got me into it. And I've had like Trevor's dad, Paul Bennett. He's huge and what got me into the turkey hunting and into shooting bows and whatnot. Is surrounded myself around a few people that took the time as a kid, like we're doing with our kids, to show us a little bit, you know. And I think having it tough, you know, going out and hunting and not being successful is what really brings us deeper into this rabbit hole and this passion.
Yeah, you say that. Yeah, I didn't have that father figure, right? And there wasn't YouTube when I was a kid.
Right.
So I was just going behind the military road, you know, the ball diamond. Just, I'm going to kill a deer. Dude, it took me 7 years to kill a deer with my bow. I'm not even exaggerating.
I think it was 4.
I think I was 13 when I actually finally shot one.
Yeah, I started when I was 13, and I didn't kill one until I was 21.
Really?
So, yeah, it took it. I guess that challenge, man. I like a challenge. Apparently,
yeah.
I'm too dumb to quit. I don't know.
Yeah,
I still remember the first deer. That first deer I ever poked with a bow. I remember that because, like, I remember it was a frosty.
It was a 40-pound deer.
Yeah, well,
mine was too. Yeah. Mine was too.
And I just remember it walked out. I was like 30 yards. And I mean, it was like slow motion. I watched that arrow just go, and then I watched it. I mean, it wasn't a perfect shot, but I did. I remember my father-in-law. He always told me this secret to shoot because he's like, "You got to learn how to kill deer." He's like, "That's your first object." He's like, "Just learn how to kill them." And he said, "Imagine the back of the rib cage, draw a line down it, the shoulder, the back, and the belly." And he said, "Imagine just a big box right there." And he said, "Stick that arrow right in the middle of that box."
Vital V.
Yeah. And so, like, that's what I was imagining. And I mean, I stuck it right in the center of that box, and that sucker ran off. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I did it.
Yeah, did you get shaky?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I ran home. My wife was in bed still. Because I had bad luck. Because the first deer I actually shot with a bow was like a 140-inch 10-pointer. Oh. And I lost it.
My heart goes out to you, brother.
I've been there.
I shot it.
Too, man.
I don't know if it's 140, but it was bigger than me.
I shot it, found blood.
I didn't find it, so it's like a 170.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the fisherman's story got away.
Yeah. But anyways, I pushed it and never did find it. And you know, I don't know if I'd have let it lay, if it would have been different. But after I had that experience, I shot that one, and I knew it was a good shot. But I was like, I'm not tracking this deer for at least 4 hours. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna lay down in bed.
Yes.
And I'm sitting there just trying to watch TV. Like, oh man! And finally, we went out there, and it was a little spike. But man, I still got the arrow still.
Really?
That's cool. Yeah.
Because he didn't get started in the archery till later either. So I mean,
awesome.
And I see listen to a lot of people that had that same kind of situation where they started a little bit later on in their teens or early adulthood. And like now, like a lot of them are influencers, so they picked up on it and they're just like, oh wow, and went head first into it. And it seems like a lot of them kind of around like our age frame, whenever they started, was like when everything was starting, and it just grew, and the technology's gotten better, and you hit it at the right time. You know, you look at guys that shot bows back in like the 90s. Look how far it's came. Oh. You know, it's ridiculous the technology they have and the equipment now, and you can. I say it is easier. You can pick up these bows, and you know you can shoot like that bow. There's a 40-pound bow. You know, she can blow through deer with the right arrow setups. You know, and before to get the kinetic energy you needed out of some of them bows, you had to shoot high poundage. You had to shoot the overdraw. You know, you had all these things that were battling against you, and the bow sounded like a 22 going off, and it was rattling your hands, and
the deer's long gone before the arrow even gets there because it sounds like a cannon
exactly.
going.
You know, it's a really good time to get into archery at any time in life, and you know, with bad shoulders or whatever, we got the crossbows now, and all kinds of ways to get introduced.
Well, and smoother drawing vertical bows.
They are very, very smooth. Yeah, that's why we talking about. You know, these are 80 pounds. You know, I would love to get the 90-pound bow just because, not trying to be macho about it. Like, they're just smoother bows.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
And my uncle's got an 80-pound PSE. I think it's a Fireflight back in late 90s that he was shooting.
Takes both you guys to pull it back.
It's tough. It's all there. You know, these things running like 90% let off. You know, I try to lower mine down. I hold better on a lower let off
for sure.
So I think mine's at 70 or 75 is the lowest it'll go.
Yeah. Yeah, 75, I think. Yeah, the learning curve is just flattened for getting into archery, you know, with YouTube and stuff like you guys are doing, just promoting it and making it accessible, you know, for young people to get in, you know.
Yeah, and that's what's awesome about
great time.
You talking about the 44,000 acres, whatever you'd mentioned. Like, we are very privileged to have that kind of land. And yeah, there is a lot of deer getting pressured and poached and what have you. So sometimes the age class isn't always there, but there's a lot of opportunities to walk in access and getting people out in the woods. And, you know, I'm always, and I don't know if I've said it, but like, if people ever want to reach out and get a hold of probably any of us, we'd be more than happy to guide and help. And, you know, I would love to do a mentor program, getting somebody started in archery. Like, it's my passion. You know, I want to have a bow shop. I've gotten some things to start with. Like, I love it, and I can talk all day long about it. I get giggity and excited. I'll trip over my words. You know?
Kind of nerd out on it a little bit.
I geek out on it.
I'm the same way, man.
I got a buddy that he's in forestry.
Yeah.
And like he's a good hunter too. We'll be walking through the woods.
You guys know all the spots.
And that's what he said. He said I'm gonna nerd out on you for a second. He's like, you see that tree right there? How it's like leaned over like that, but there's branches still coming up. And he goes on to tell me about how the chlorophylls or something like that. I'm like, well, that's cool, dude. Like, he tell you every type of tree out there. Here's a question for you that's interesting, being out there in the Corps and stuff like that. How many 200-inch deer have you seen around this part of the country?
Oh, that is a good question. I've known of that's been killed on the Corps, not on the Corps, but I mean in our Greenville greater area. I think I've known of 3 in the past 10 years.
3?
I know where a couple are at right now that survived last year, and it's like, how do those things even exist around here?
Well, you know,
that is a great question,
especially
brother.
because problem is with our area, we have a culture of road hunters and light spotlighters. Like, it's what people did, you know, and they still do, and a lot of big deer get killed or shot and wounded, and you know, because I don't know, it's hard to find really serious bow hunters. It's getting more prevalent, but still, like, to be able to conversate, like, I think everybody should conversate. People have other agendas, believe it or not, other than hunting. I'm like, what do you mean there's something other to do than hunting? Like you don't deep dive into every little aspect of an arrow build or your bow build. Like,
I love building arrows. Kind of, it's I don't know what it is about it too, you know.
What kind of setup do you run?
So I've got the Hoyt AX, Alpha X.
Is it 30?
33.
You got 33?
I went to a 33, and I'm actually really was shooting well with it.
Man, they hold awesome.
So I shot a little Hoyt for 10 years. I had the same bow for 10 years, and it was smaller. And I didn't know what I was really missing out on until I got a new bow that held better. Yeah. It really does. I think a 30... For most bow hunters, sure, you can shoot a bow. And if you're wanting to kind of dabble on it, holding a little better, maybe shooting some 3D.
Yes.
These bows now that are, 32, 33 inches, I think you can be competitive in the 3D world with them, and they can hunt easily with them.
Yes.
And they have so many adjustments on them, 1/4-inch draw length.
That's amazing.
They have that 75, 80, 85 let off on them. You know, you can buy all the cams now have mods that will just fine tune and be more efficient and stuff. So, but yeah, back to my setup. I'm running that Hoyt. I've liked Hoyts. I don't know why.
I love Hoyt.
They seem durable. There's so many good bows out there now. I hate to even go shoot them because
they're all good. No matter what if you blind build one bow from the next, you could run with it and be successful and challenging with it.
But yeah, I'm running it's fun to talk about this stuff because I've changed over time, and I've got a lot of experience in screwing things up in the woods. I think for me, I'm running a slider 3-pin sight, but this is my 3-pin is a vertical that you can move each individual pin, so I can.
Is that the dialed?
No,
the Dial just came out with that.
Yeah, I'm too cheap for that. I bought the CBE. Makes
okay,
one.
so I'm running the CBE on that one. It's the horizontal. I love it.
CBE makes a
for the
$300 one that you can get 10,000 pins on, and you can move each individual pin. Sorry, you can't move the center. So your center is going to be your 30-yard pin, which you can, or whatever you make it as. But the other two move independently. So
that's awesome.
I run a 20, 30, 40 pin. And I can adjust it out to, I think it'll shoot 130 yards.
Isn't it fun to shoot long distance?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I never shoot at an animal like that.
No, but literally 45 50 yards is my max. But
what I've noticed, I shot just one pin for a long time, and I screwed myself finally a few years ago. I thought I got to have 3 reference points, and it's still a vertical post. I love that.
So it's not in your way.
It's not in my way. Yep. I have those reference points. If it's out there a little farther at 36 yards and it's feeding, I'll dial it. You know, if not, I don't have to.
Right.
And then I'm shooting. I went to the Easton 5.0s.
Okay.
With 50 grain.
Are those? Is it the new ones? Is that the gold copper looking arrows? Is that what those are?
I don't think they're golden copper.
They came out last year, I think.
Yes. Yeah. They were kind of big
nostalgic.
Because the Easton 5.0s. Which I like Easton because they're all American made.
Dude, their history goes back. Long time.
They have a light GPI, so they have like a 300 spine is like, I could be wrong because I haven't looked at it in a while, like an 8.7 GPI. So if you're interested in building an FOC arrow, you could build a pretty high FOC arrow and get it in like the 450 grain. Yeah,
I'm running the Extreme Velocity Victories in a 250 spine. I think they're maybe.
What's your draw length?
29 and a half.
Okay,
no, these are cut down to 28 and a quarter.
Is that why you went with a 250?
And with 80 pounds, I run a 50 grain insert and a 125 head.
Yeah, exactly
it's better to be too stiff than too light. You know, I've shot too light of spines, and I've had arrows break on me. I've had them bounce out of deer, like just not flying right.
Yeah, that's
and these things just seem to shoot like darts. Awesome. Like darts. Yeah. I love them. They punch through stuff.
That doe you shot looked like just a arrow, dart.
That was a 36-yard shot, and it blew through like nothing, And
that's a good man. There's hardly nothing better than just 10 ringing a deer.
I love it, dude. She died before she knew what happened. Like it was ethical, and it was. I got it on film.
There's nothing more heart wrenching than one getting away. It's like it is such a roller coaster. Like when you have to go track one.
Bow hunting is romantic.
It is.
It is. It's full of heartbreaks and then passion, and you got lust, you got love, you got.
Oh, it is.
Oh,
I love it. It's an endless story, and there's definitely some lows and highs.
Yeah.
Which again, I think it forms us as guys.
It does.
It really does. Mm-hmm. You got to be able to deal with failure. Mm-hmm. You may not be able to express to your wife why that hurts so bad that you let that buck get away, but it does. It does.
You're having one at like 60 yards and you can't shoot it.
The first year that I had decided I was going to try to kill a big one, because I'd bow hunted for a while and I was whacking and stacking them, but I never shot a big buck. And I was like, I'm going to try to get one. First year I did that, boy, I had the attempt of 3 bucks before I finally got it done. And the first one was a good, probably 130-inch buck. I grunted him 11 yards below me, hit him up high in no man's land. He ran about 30 yards, shook it off, and it just kept going. Never did find that deer.
I did that 3 years ago, and every day I think about it.
It never leaves your mind, does it?
What in the world?
It doesn't. It's bad.
That was October 28th. November 3rd, I think, we was in northern Missouri. I had about 150. This sucker was a tank. My buddy was filming him. He come up.
Was that Alden?
No, Ethan.
Ethan was
that year. Remember that big old, symmetrical, it still has cedar shavings on the bases. You remember that one?
I don't think I was there for that. I think it was before I got up there.
Yeah, anyways, he come up and he didn't take the way I wanted him to, so he stayed out. Well, I knew it was 40 yards. I drew down on him, shot. Well, it hit a limb right before there. And if you watch, it looked like I hit him, but if you watch the footage right at the end, it looks like my arrow just skips right over his back.
Oh man!
Yeah.
And the dude, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't think God wants me to kill a big buck.
Yeah.
And then the next day we woke up, we looked for him. And I was like, I ain't finding no blood. So I said, let's go to where we last seen him and we'll climb a tree and just, sit here for a while and gaze, see if we seen crows or anything. It wasn't 15 minutes into that hunt. Here comes a little 120-incher. But after seeing
That's
that
not
one.
little.
Well,
but it's not little.
Yeah.
No.
But after
no 120s go by me, buddy.
I like him. There's one right there.
After seeing that one the other night,
Yeah.
I was like, I said, I'm not going to shoot that one.
Oh, man.
And I let him walk. And then the next day I went down crossed the bottom, got over to the next ridge, climbed a tree that morning, and all of a sudden, man, it was 127. Ended up being 127-inch 8-pointer.
And an 8.
I mean, he come in, come in right below me, and dude, this was the most adrenaline dump I've ever had in my life.
That's what it's about.
After missing those two and seeing that third one, like,
got the pressure feeling.
I remember
the pressure, aren't you?
He was coming right down the trail, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, here it comes!" So I just closed my eyes.
Don't look at it.
And I can just hear footsteps, and I'm just waiting for him. And I hear my buddy go, "You kill this deer! You kill this deer! Don't you?" And I'm like,
hyping you up.
Like, shut up, dude! Like. And so I hear him right there, and I draw back, and I look, and I don't.
You drew back with your eyes closed.
Yeah, and I didn't even want to look at his eyes closed. I didn't even want to look at his antlers. I just was like, all right there. I knew he was right below me, so I needed to have that arrow up a little bit higher, so it would double, get through them lungs. And man, when I watched that arrow penetrate right where I let it go, I was like, that's double lung. I was like, if this deer does not die, I said, I'm giving up. I said, I'm done. And I watched him run through the bottom, dude. Like, I just remember the feeling from like the adrenaline dump from my head all the way to my toes. I'm punching the tree, just like, whoo,
Why? I don't. That's so crazy.
And
I've experienced it too. You cannot replicate it.
Exactly.
No matter who you put out in that situation, whether they have ever hunted or don't like it, like they're gonna be excited and be like, "This is what you've been feeling this whole time." It's like we go 9 months out of the year to get like that. Not even 10 seconds, but like that immediate rush, and then the satisfaction after is undescribable. Like I live for that.
You think it's like that because we have to wait so long, like the prep?
I think that
gets in your head.
I think that helps.
Because when I see a deer I'm going to shoot, it's like instant. Like I'm jacked up.
I was going to ask if you're like one that gets excited before or after.
I'm right at go. I'm excited, unfortunately, and it's made me screw up some things.
Yeah,
I wish I could say as almost a 40-year-old man I could just be a stone cold killer, but I turn into a 13-year-old boy sometimes and black out. I don't know what's going to happen. You know, that's kind of the fun part of it too.
It is fun, man. You can't. There's nothing in life that can quite replicate that. It's just you can't do it. You can't describe it. It's just something that you feel, and it's between you, God, and your buddies. Like the guys have done it, understand it, still can't explain it.
Right.
Ted Nugent always says, like, if you're a youngster wanting to do drugs, don't do drugs. Go hunt. And that's probably the closest thing to drugs is that adrenaline dump that comes through you. Because that's what you just chase every year.
Exactly.
You want that. You want that hit basically.
I don't understand the physiology behind it. It's just something that we all know happens.
Exactly. Even on a doe. Like, I don't get as jacked as like a big old buck, but I still get shaky.
If I know I'm going to pull the trigger, I get excited. Yeah. For sure.
I love the confidence booster whenever you get to knock a doe down. And especially a mature doe, like it's hard to kill. I get screwed up on does more than I ever do on bucks. I just seem to be somewhat lucky so far with, especially since I've been home, I've actually been fairly successful with bucks. They seem to kind of to work for me.
Yeah.
But a doe, man, I have done more cussing and more screams and hollers of good and bad in a tree stand.
Yeah.
Man, they'll get you.
Yeah, and they're as old as the bucks, and they're protecting their young.
Or not older.
Yeah, they're smart, fast. Oh gosh. Yeah, for sure.
An alert doe, you might as well plan on that thing ducking 10 inches and turning to the right or turning to the left. They're ducking and rolling.
So I don't have enough restraint not to shoot at her.
I know, especially if they start getting finicky. I'm like, if you blow, you go.
Yeah.
Or I'll try anyway.
So we talked about 200-inch deer around here. Like, a lot of people say that northern Missouri holds bigger deer, and this is just a theory of mine. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's true. They may have more bigger deer just because they've got that antler restriction. So it lets
probably more of the age class.
Yeah. But as far as like having bigger deer, like I got a buddy, and he's got a cabin over there by Eastwood, past Van Buren, out in the Irish Wilderness way, and he's got a deer head in his shop that his dad found. And I mean, you want to talk about mass that looks like it came straight out of Illinois.
Yeah.
Tines that are like that. And it's like, I mean, it's 170, 180 inch deer all day long. It's like, that came from around here in the woods, in the big timber.
Well, like the set of antlers you found that you brought in on the podcast, unbelievable. Was it 190 some inch deer?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
it's like, did you see that one?
No.
Dude,
well, no. I would remember that.
It was impressive. It was.
Who was it with that we did that? Was it Mikey? Or?
No, it was my cousin Cade. Cade came in because he found he shot at a deer, and he thought he hit it, ended up hitting a limb or a tree or something, and it took off, and then it had one antler. And then he like got pictures of it or something, and they had both gone. He found the one side, and it was a good deer. It's probably 130 some inch deer.
Oh wow! Yeah.
And then he brought his sheds out. He goes, "I'm just going to put mine to the side. Like, yeah, I'm going to hide all mine too, because he's got a set of sheds that he found at deer that they were after, and have no idea where it went, what happened to it. But it's just a monstrosity, like in city limits of Poplar Bluff.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Well,
like
they exist out there.
Yeah,
and this is my take on it. Like, you know, a deer up in northern Missouri, Iowa is going to be more visible because there's
rolling
hills. There's not as many
and,
thickets. There's more fields. There's agriculture and stuff like that. When you've got
and there's a lot
Irish
more private land too.
That's got thicket upon thicket upon thicket upon thicket. Like
Can't
you
walk
can hunt,
in it.
you can hunt for years probably and not see the same deer. You know, almost. You know, like, and so like how many big monarch bucks like that are out there?
They're there.
That you don't, you know, that die of old age.
Yeah.
That are 200 inches.
The ghost of the woods. Are you one that'll go after a specific deer? Or are you kind of like, you have a mindset of like, well, I'm going to go after a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old, or I'm going to go after a 130, or just like, hey, I'm going to go out there, and if it fancies my boat, I'm going to float it.
That may change from year to year,
especially
with kids and stuff. You know,
yeah,
with time. Talking about setting expectations. For me, I'm fortunate. I've been bow hunting a long time. What my trophy isn't the same what your trophy is, but for me, I'm looking for a mature deer. I don't look.
That's
for,
how I am.
I'm almost to the point. I don't even want to run trail cameras anymore. I just kind of want to be surprised, hunt spots like historical. I kind of hunt historical spots, like places I found good at certain times.
Yeah,
I'm not the one that's gonna. I know a lot of people do this and they're good at it. They can pound miles and scout deer, and I just can't. I can't do that. I'm more of a patient kind of hunter where I can. I'd rather, you know, sit up in a stand longer than I would scout more. I mean, I don't know if that's right or wrong, but that's been...
A lot of times I'll do 2 or 3 sits in a spot.
Yeah.
And I don't know, sometimes that helps and hurts because I'll check spots or somebody will drive by on the farm. Hey, man, this buck's over here. And I've been seeing them. I'm like, crap. Like, I know, like, looking back on old trail cameras, like this spot during October 15th through the 21st, especially if there's acorns there and here. If there's no acorns,
you're
they're here,
dots.
You know. Yeah. I like connecting the dots, but I always go after a specific deer, and I've been fortunate to kill a few of my target bucks. Cool. But if something comes along and it gets me excited, and I know it's at least, for me, at least 3 years old or older.
Yeah.
If I get an opportunity, you know, you don't get many. No. The only deer I shot last year is an old deer, and I've had history with for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
After that, I did not get an opportunity at another mature buck.
Yeah,
I've seen a couple small ones.
I've hunted long enough to know if you put in as much hours as I do, and I don't put in a ton. There's definitely people hunt longer than me. A good season's 2 or 3 encounters.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
That's a good season.
Yeah.
You're not guaranteed those every year.
No.
So
and I
always say the only reason I haven't killed a bunch of 115s is because they ain't walked by me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm like you. If there's a buck that's pretty frequent on a camera I'll try hunt him. I never do any luck good doing it most of the time. I'll end up killing a random deer, but that's fine for me.
It is, yeah.
I would love to kill a 3-year-old every year. I'd be tickled to death with that. Hunting around here.
Yes.
I don't get to travel much, so you know we're hunting here in southeast Missouri, and I know that is a good deer here. Period.
Yeah,
I mean, a 3.5-year-old is getting to be a pretty decent deer.
Yeah, you truly don't see that many of them, especially ones that get in the bow range, because man, they've been shot at, they've been honked at, they've been everything. You know, they get smart pretty dang quick.
Yeah.
They're tough.
Yeah.
They're tough. And we can grow some big 3-year-olds.
Yeah, like Willie said, I think there's some bigger ones out there for certain.
Yeah.
But man, when you start calculating the efficiency of trying to kill one and your heart rate's already jacked with a big 3-year-old, shoot that sucker.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's kind of my approach. It's,
yeah.
Again, you set your own goals, you know. That's what I want to do. And sometimes I'll have to eat a tag sandwich, and that's okay too.
Yeah,
you know.
Put enough mustard on it, it'll eat.
Yeah, I do. My wife has told me, you know, she does like deer meat, and she says you need to kill a doe at least a year, you know.
Yeah.
So that's part of my goal too. And that's that communication thing. Is I do like shooting deer. So when she gives me permission to shoot more does, I'm pretty excited about that as well. You know,
they taste good.
So that's the thing. Like since I've been you know lost all the weight and stuff. I try to eat more lean protein.
It's got to be the best meat out there.
Yeah,
a $7 doe, you can't beat that. So like
I know, right?
I've been trying to kill as many deer as I could last year, which it didn't help, but I was fortunate enough to have a lot of buddies give me some deer meat. But my buddies at work, they're always like, "Dadgum, you eat deer every day." I'm like,
it's good.
Yeah, it's good.
It's kind of cool that
it's like eating steak every day, but it's $7 for a whole deer. You know?
Yeah, I know, right? And it's cool that like I notice my kids really like eating deer now, you know, and that's pretty cool to see that listen, we can't justify our hobby by saying we're providing for our family. That's kind of a stretch. Okay. You may say it's a $7 doe, but it's a little more expensive than that. Well, you still are feeding your family. I mean, pure meat. You're not getting that.
It's non-hormones, it's what it eat in the woods is what it's made of. Yeah. You know?
So that's cool. I mean, I think that is something that gets overlooked in hunting is that, I mean, it is a great protein source. And if we're trying to blend our fitness in with our hunting and make our family healthy, why would you not feed them deer meat, or wild turkey or fish, fish
exactly.
is really good.
With the turning point, coming up, it is turkey season, smacking ourselves in the face. They're gobbling now.
Yeah.
Are you a big turkey hunter?
Oh yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
I go. It's kind of like basketball season was for me with baseball. It was something to do in the off season, but I'm also looking for mushrooms. I don't really like mushrooms. I like finding them. I'm shed hunting. I'm looking for sign, and if I get to give a turkey a headache, that's cool. If not, that's fine too. I'm not gonna go above and beyond for turkey season.
Yeah, it's a good time to be out.
It is a good time. I love turkey camp. I'm hoping to do one this year.
I think me and Logan were talking about we're going to try to do it the second weekend of turkey season this year up there at the farm.
Okay. Yeah, just holler at me.
If you want to come up, you're more welcome.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, you know where the tracks are in Williamsville?
Oh, yeah.
You take it right down there. It's by Granite Pen area. They got a.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a big campground there. Not a campground, but it's like a community.
Yeah.
And we go over there and hang out, and then I'll go hunt the farm or hunt public or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I've been seeing a lot of birds, boys.
Yeah, there is quite a few.
I think the last 2 years has been pretty good for us.
Yep.
So, I mean, if you're thinking about turkey hunting, I'd encourage the audience to start this year.
Yes.
I think listen, I've been through the bleak last 8 years prior, and it was tough.
Rough.
Yeah. It was tough, It's probably made us better turkey hunters.
Yeah.
Honestly. But, yeah, I ain't going to complain when there's a bunch of birds gobbling. And if you're... I'll say it right here on this podcast. If you're coming up there gobbling and you're Jake, you're probably going to get lit up by me. So I'm sorry, don't come by me.
If it's red on the head, it's dead. I don't discriminate with beard length.
Either.
One of my buddies.
See, we are like-minded.
Yes, we are. Yeah. Yes, we are.
One of my buddy's famous sayings is, "You come in like a man, you're going to die like a man."
Right, exactly. Same thing.
Man, especially with it being as tough as it is, I've had too many times going out there not even hearing a bird. So if one comes up. And if you have a ruffled feather in the wrong direction, you're going to get some lead thrown at you.
I love turkey. Wild turkey is probably my favorite wild game.
It's so good. My favorite thing is fried turkey and biscuits and gravy and a fried egg. Oh, that is my absolute favorite. I very seldom do I fry food, but if it's turkey, it's going to get fried.
That's awesome.
Me and my buddy at work, he's kind of more health conscious too. Instead of using because he's like real anti-seed oil.
Yeah.
So instead of using that, he went out and bought him a whole tub of lard.
Yeah.
I've never cooked with lard before,
Yeah.
And so we fried some up, and that was pretty good.
Yeah.
He used to fry fish and hog lard. My goodness, it's good.
Good.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Turkey. I'm excited about turkey hunting. I've got a nephew. I'm gonna take out. He killed his first bird last year, and
that's awesome.
It was kind of an easy deal, unfortunately. So he thinks it's gonna be just, I hope I gotta walk his little butt around, this year, so he can gain some experience. But
Alexa and the kids are dying to go, but I'm like, dude, you're probably gonna be disappointed the way it has been. But this year may be a time that they may work. I've been seeing quite a few, on our property and even public land, and maybe I can take them with me. And I got the little 410.
I was going to ask you if you got a 410 yet.
I do. It's got a custom bent barrel on it.
Just put a red dot on it.
Yeah, I got to put a red dot. I ran over it with a Yukon. Brand new. I ran over it with a Yukon, and I think I'm going to buy a little 20 gauge.
What is it? You whip them on like a hay bale or something?
Yeah, or like a lead bag or something. But you can bend them back.
Yeah, it ain't terrible, but it has been a little bit.
Sorry.
But I think I'm going to get me a little 20 gauge too.
Oh, yeah.
I want a little pump action 20 gauge.
Okay, yeah. Well, I ran a 410 last year, and my nephew killed one, and I killed two with it at like every shot was like almost 40 yards.
Yeah, I've killed a couple at 40. It's like, wow.
Yeah,
it's so impressive.
Light. I've packed a Benelli Nova around for 15 years. I'm like, I'm going to kind of self-regulate, get stuff in closer because I'm using a smaller gun. But then you get TSS, you're like, well, this shoots as good as my damn 12 gauge does. And my kids can use it. My wife wanted to go, she could take it.
Yeah, I love them for the self-filming aspect. I can manipulate a camera and I can hold it with one hand. It's not tiring. It's a breakover single shot. I can put it in my backpack if I need to and walk around the woods. Like they are. Very, very impressive.
I got a little pistol grip, let's call it Tuffy Turkey, I think is what it is. But anyways, if one comes to my weak side, I'm just going to shoot it like a pistol.
Yeah, you could.
I'm not even about to try to shoot right-handed because I'm left-handed.
I was going to say, are you left-handed?
Yeah, through and through. I can't do nothing right-handed.
Yeah,
but
you're weird.
I'm going to definitely pistol shoot that bird.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's impressive. And I hate paying for the shells and them things. They're like $4 or $5 a shot, but
I think they're more than that now.
They might be. You know, there's a few people on Facebook's been hounding because I'm always like anti-crossbow in a way.
Oh yeah, I'm for sure. That's why I love that shirt idea.
Oh yeah, I do too. And
I don't mean to sound like a hater.
Because they have their place, and I'm not against them. But man, when a story comes down to I drew my bow back and blah 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 blah, and, you know, I've had shoulder surgery. I know it sucks having shoulder problems. Yeah. I try to do fitness to where I can pull bows back and stuff, and with the efficiency now, you can pull a 40-pound bow and shoot deer. It's just I get a little sideways on that, but they're like, hey man, you guys talking about crossbows and how they're easier, blah blah blah, but you'll go out and buy TSS for your shotgun. Yeah, I'm like, what kind of argument is that? You know, it's
that's where I'm
really. We didn't create a whole new weapon.
I'm gaining 10 yards. You know, with a crossbow, I'm gaining 50. Like that's
where sorry to cut you off, but the drawn back part is really the hard part.
It is the hard part.
It's probably the most hardest part, I guess, compared to a crossbow. But. I mean, we can dive off down that, and we can make everyone mad at us if you wanted to. But
I just think they have their time and their place.
I'm the same way.
With my kids, they're going to have them.
Okay, I'll just say, if we're going to talk about it, I'll just say, I think crossbows should have their own season.
I do too.
I don't know. I'm not even going to pick the season. I think that it could be in the heart of the rut. It could be at the beginning. Whatever. I don't know. It should be a different season,
like it used to be for the alternative season.
Yeah, or youth hunters can use one during the whole archery season, and or if you are a new hunter, give just a grace period.
So they have an apprenticeship for people trying to get they have a 2-year apprenticeship.
Yeah,
I agree. Or if you have a medical diagnosed paper like it used to be, that, I'm all for that. Our access is getting, because I do hunt a lot of public land. Our access is getting harder to get, and for a bow shop, a lot of bow shops are not getting business because other than a crossbow's blowing up every year, like they're not shooting them, so they're not buying targets, they're buying one. They're not having to buy inserts and broadheads and stuff because they're shooting them one time. Like it's taken away from a lot of income with the industry because they're just kind of like more or less a one and done 10 shots a year type of thing. You know, and I get it, like we're bringing people in because our numbers are dissipating, but here's a problem. People are buying up land to where we can't go hunt the places that we used to hunt. Right. So if we're fewer people, we're getting more efficient with our equipment. So the lethality's way up. Getting to a rich man sport where you can't afford to go out and buy land. You can't find access on public land, even though we have a lot of it
here. Like what think about northern Missouri?
Exactly, northern Missouri. When we hunt up there, dude, it's like they are getting wiped out. Yeah. And you look at like Iowa that is doing everything right, doesn't even allow crossbows in it. You know, it's like there needs to be a balance. Like we talk about everything with a balance. I don't think they should be taken away. I just think they should be a little more regulated. Yeah. Well, and some of that's a little bit of a pride thing too. I love shooting my bow and practicing and having to put in the time instead of going out and shooting 3 arrows.
That's a bad thought process by some even friends that I have that use crossbows. They say that, well, I don't have to practice now. I'm like, yes, you still need to practice, man.
Exactly. You know? That's the whole point of why we don't like them most of the time. People just take them and it's an excuse. It's like a crutch. Like I said in that one thing, it's the Ozempics of the of the hunt world. You know, like
right, exactly.
All I got to do is do this, and I get what I want. You know.
Yeah. Now I've got a lot of crossbow friends, and I'm not gonna like shit on them, but I'll give them a little bit of shit too. Yeah. You know, it's like. and they get it, and they're like, yeah, I'm just being lazy, you know. But if they're out there shooting a little bit and at least know their equipment, I respect that. Yeah. Like just know your equipment, know your limitations. You know, don't just kind of half-ass it because you owe it to the animal to be as efficient as possible. And with that argument, crossbows are more accurate and probably more efficient. You know, because they shoot like they're a shoulder-fired weapon. Yeah, you know?
But if you're going to do that argument, then we all use guns. You know, exactly. We don't need archery. Yeah. You know, so. Yeah. And I know crossbows are faster, but deer are fast too. And people
crossbows are noisy.
And people think they can shoot these extended distances with a crossbow. Well, there's a good chance that deer ain't even in the county.
Exactly. That's why, you know, honestly, like that 30-yard mark on a deer is extremely hard to hit because it's like not close enough to where they don't have time to react. You can hold on target and probably hit where you want to, but they're going to move. But then when you get out to like past 40 yards, the reaction time's a little bit less, but your accuracy is a lot less. And you're coming in, and I'm not holding steady when I'm all excited on a deer.
Yeah, and I see a lot of stuff now that I don't know if it's the noise from the bow or some of these deer are seeing the arrows. We're so fortunate to have these great cameras that this you can see the arrow coming in there slow motion. You can almost see the deer's eyes light up as the damn arrow gets close to them. And
I've listened to these guys are talking about with like 5 deer in an area. The one that's getting shot, they're seeing it move.
The other ones
so aren't. Like a lot of they're in an extensive arrow test right now again because Easton done it I think last year. A lot of it is your vein configuration. With that, because I've listened down range filming people. You hear that arrow coming, and if I had time to react to it, a deer damn sure does. You hear that thing, coming through the air. There's a lot of veins that are a little bit quieter, and I try to make my stuff as quiet as possible because I really think that initial noise sparks an interest. They see what I've understood. They see kind of like a fly does, where everything's a little more in slow motion. So I guarantee you they're catching that glimpse, and with that steady sound coming in, like they're able to pinpoint long before we would know what's going on, and they're ducking the arrow. Yeah. So like you said with the crossbows on long distance, like they still know it's coming.
Oh,
you can't just and if you're not understanding how the deer's movements are at that moment, whether they're more alert or not, it can really screw you up.
Oh yeah. Bad. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to talk about all this archery stuff, dude. I mean, because a lot of it you just don't understand until you kind of experience it.
It is. Failing is the best teacher, unfortunately.
Yeah. You think it would have scared me off from archery, but I think I've just kind of dove in more. Because you can get past it, and it's rewarding to get decent at something that was kind of like hard.
Exactly. Just like what we've talked. That's like after talking to Josh about that longbow.
Oh man, Josh was awesome.
Like that really inspires me to want to get it like a recurve or a longbow.
Yeah, they're fun.
I think that'd be a cool challenge to actually be able to get good enough to where I could take a deer.
Yeah,
but I'm not going out there until
I built one last year out of a hickory board from Menards because I was
no kidding
with my son on baby leave for 12 weeks at the house.
Do we get 12 weeks too?
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, it's government thing, thank goodness.
Yeah, we get 12 weeks whether we had the kid or it's our own kid. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, true. And I built one, just, watching YouTube videos and stuff. I'm like shooting one. I'm like, this is awesome. I love it. I still shoot it now,
Yeah.
I'm not good enough to go shoot a deer with it, but I'm like you, I'd like to try it.
Yeah, because it's hard.
I'd like to shoot around
it's super hard.
Shoot around in the yard. I have no desire to go hunt with one at the time, but I think it seems like an evolution of a lot of bow hunters kind of have that process to where, like, not that it's getting easy, but when it starts getting a little bit less challenging, you don't get the excitement, they go on to the next thing. And, that's your traditional archery equipment.
Yeah.
But it would be fun just to go out in the yard because your kids, that's how they're probably going to start. They got
absolutely
one, it ain't there right now. My boy's got a couple little bows and he likes to fling them. And
Yeah, archery's a great time, man. And it's inclusive. A lot of people can do it.
All year round.
And and the initial cost might cost a little bit, but if you're just trying to get your family into it, you can buy used bows all day long on Archery Talk or wherever. And once you got it, it's cheap,
Yeah.
And
as long as you ain't losing arrows,
right.
It ain't like shooting a gun where every shot's $1. Yeah, you're going to have an initial setup cost and it's going to sting. But you can enjoy that for 10,000 shots, 10 years, literally with the same equipment.
Well, I think I'm going on 5 years on my bow right now, and I haven't really spent a whole lot of money on it. So that's like I said, $7 is almost starting to get about right at $7 for a deer. For me because I haven't bought really anything.
You've invested and you're getting your returns now.
Yeah, I'm starting. It's like an investment. You got your capital gains. Go back to our finances over here.
Exactly.
Gonna get the bow out this weekend for sure.
Man, the weather.
If you're talking about
the weather looks awesome. I've got to get.
And them mushrooms ought to be popping up.
They should.
Yeah, you don't like mushrooms, huh?
I don't like mushrooms.
Any mushrooms or just?
I'm just not a fan of them. Like I will eat a little bit of them.
What about them ones out of cow pies?
Oh, that's my favorite. Going on a trip. No, I will eat them, but I don't love them. But like Alexa and the kids,
there's
like
something
them.
just fun about finding them. I know.
It is.
Especially when you find them, like, you're not going to eat 500 mushrooms, but if you find 500, that's cool. It's like, whoa, dude.
It's like a crawfish bowl. You find a bunch of mushrooms, you're going to have all kinds of friends show up wanting to eat.
Well, you feel like a kid at an Easter egg hunt.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
And I like taking the kids, too, because, they're low to the ground.
They love it.
Yeah, they can find them a lot better than I can.
Yeah. Yeah, again, that's easy to get your kids out to do, you know?
Like you said with the lake, you know, a lot of guys utilize the lake and come in on the private or public land and find literally a boatload. You know?
Have you ever seen that picture of them two guys with a boatload, literally?
Yeah.
Well, I know like Mikey's uncle.
A couple of years ago. Yeah.
Ron and them will, and then the guy, I forgot his name, but yeah, like right literally overflowing. Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doug. Ron and Doug, yeah.
Yeah,
that was a crazy picture.
Those are good years. You don't always get years like that.
And you know what? I found like you go to one spot one year and it's great, and you're like, I'm carrying an open spore bag, all these things, and you don't find another mushroom for 5 years.
Yeah, I feel that's the same way too.
So man. I don't know if that whole bring a mesh bag, dropping your spores thing. I think that's a bunch of hocus pocus.
Yeah, maybe
like
I can't quite figure it out.
It's snipe hunting.
Sometimes I have better luck finding the snipe than the mushroom.
Yeah,
no, that year we had a good year. I mean, we was finding them real big, and then I went the next year because I was like, man, I'm finally finding some honey holes.
Yeah,
they'll be here every year. You know, I go back the next year and there's like 2 or 3. I'm like, what the heck? There was 400 here last year.
Yeah. Speaking of like finding things in the woods, do you do any shed hunting? Or can you, like on your job, do you find them every once in a while?
Yeah, occasionally. You know, just in our fields and stuff. Yeah. But I personally don't spend much time in it just because
I don't. But I
think I would really. I find most of my sheds turkey hunting.
Yes. Yeah.
And I find a lot of sheds marking timber. Not a lot. I say a lot. It's not a lot.
Yeah.
I occasionally found a shed when I'm marking timber working. You know, we mark all our own timber at work. So you're literally combing a whole hill, walking up and down.
Tree to tree.
You're literally going tree to tree, right? So I trip on a few, but dude, I don't have the eye for them.
I don't either, man. I don't either.
I find sometimes I look over and it's just like right beside me in a field. Or like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Someone just put that there?
Yeah, I know.
I should have seen it for 500 yards away.
Yeah. I don't have the eye for it. The same thing with mushrooms too. It takes me a while to pick it out.
Yeah. I think I would enjoy shed hunting a lot because it's also kind of like a form of postseason scouting. I like, scouting and stuff too, but it goes back to the balance. I mean, I'm going to spend probably more time doing my fitness thing, and balancing my family.
I'm back more into getting back in the gym. I just don't have the time, honestly. Like I said, as Keller, my youngest, gets older and I can take him a little bit, I think we'll be able to find more time to do this. It's just not there right now. Yeah, I understand that.
Yep.
I mean, shed hunting people go crazy on, especially if you're talking about like for elk out west.
Oh yeah,
it's an ordeal.
Very competitive. I think they have a lot of like rules and stuff out west with where and when you can pick them out, and if you can even take them. And it's the guys that are serious are like impressively serious about it. I like to do it, and I have plans to go all the time, but it just seems like shed season is always busy with everything else, with birthdays and like every time I've turned around to go, something else comes up, and I'm like, crap, and then time just finally changed, so I can have a little bit of time in the evenings. But
that's nice.
Now with like doing this kind of stuff, it takes up a lot of time, and I'm gonna go this weekend before the grass gets too tall. Yeah, even if it's just for a little bit. I got a couple of fields. I try to go on the farm and pick them out before the tires get into tractor tires.
Yeah,
that's an expensive antler.
Expensive.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's my main goal.
So where these ones gone? You find these ones?
I think Mikey found those, didn't he?
Okay,
yeah,
nice.
He might have found those too as well. I got
Mikey, he's a
few back here that I found. I found 3 or 4.
Yeah, listen to the podcast with him. He likes to spend some time at it.
Yeah, he's good too. I'm talking about mushrooms and sheds. He can find them immediately. Like,
you know who I ran into the other day?
Billy Bow.
No, Kyle Bradger.
No kidding.
Yeah. The elusive, one and only. Head sucker. He can find sheds too.
Yes, he can.
Yeah,
that guy's.
Him and Mikey, when they get together, like they'll find 15 sheds.
Yeah, like nothing. I won't find 5 in a season
in my year. My whole life.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's insane.
That's cool. Yeah, I don't know. There's so many things to do in the spring right now. It's just we even talked about fishing. I don't know if you guys like to fish any.
I want to get back into fishing. I used as a kid.
That's all I did.
People told me like, "Hey, there's no fish in that pond," but like, I don't care about my fishing pole.
Yeah,
and I would sit out there all day long, but I've let like deer hunting just consume me, and it's what drives me. But I think if I would just take some time and start doing it, that's something the whole family can go out and enjoy and go camping and it's the elusive campfire. Bring a few beer by the campfire or bourbon or just hang out without drink, whatever. Like it's pretty tranquil.
So I was telling the guys at work, we need to do that, and you guys more welcome too. I'd like to get like a big group of people at Markham Springs or something this spring. We'll run trot lines.
I do like
mushroom
trot
hunt.
Yeah.
Turkey hunt. Whatever. Just have a good springtime. Bring the wives. Have the wives get together. And I think that'd be fun.
That's what's nice about not being able to hunt past 1:00, which I guess now you can on private land. Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you what. Usually about 10 o'clock. If I don't have one sparked up like 10 or 11, I'm done.
It's a good law. You keep your sanity if you don't have to hunt all day.
See, that's some of my favorite memories of turkey season. It's not so much killing the turkey, but just getting together with buddies, chasing them.
Yeah.
And then we either kill one or we don't. But hey, we got all afternoon. We can go
I always have my bow.
fishing.
I'll shoot my bow in the afternoons. It's a good time to take a break from the walking, and the ticks are just coming out, and you're like, dadgum, I did not miss these things all winter long.
So bow hunting for me is kind of a selfish endeavor. I hunt alone most of the time. I don't know why. I make decisions faster, clearer if it's by myself, whatever. Yeah. And that's cool. But when it comes to turkey season, though, I like camaraderie. I don't even really care if I kill one. Yeah. I want to be with people because it's just different. And I really enjoy that side of things too.
Well, yeah, a turkey's a turkey, really. In my book.
That's my favorite part.
A deer, you could kill a 150 incher or whatever, but like a turkey, you got beards, but
but if you're looking for a long beard or a legal one, that's it. That's your
Some people get
turkeys.
I'm looking for a legal turkey. That's it.
Some people get off, on the spur size, but I have a hard time seeing them.
Yeah, I'm pulling my binos out trying to see how big the spurs are.
Yeah, my last resort, like if it's coming in red, just don't be gray with a beard on it. Yeah. I have been good about not shooting bearded hens. I've gotten close a couple times.
One hasn't come by me, thank goodness.
I've seen 2 or 3, and it's like, dang, you about got it.
I've seen some long bearded hens on cameras and stuff. I think if that thing comes by me, people are going to hate me. But I'm
dude. That's rare, man.
Yeah, it's like shooting an albino deer. You're not going to shoot an albino deer. I know I am.
100%.
Because it's rare. I mean, it's not as rare as an albino deer, but it's still unique.
I know a couple guys that know a couple places that might be right here.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be an albino.
That's cool.
Or at least a piebald.
I know where an albino is right now. Yeah. It's kind of close to my house, actually.
That'd be pretty cool. No, people get so much shit on that. I don't. It's just got to be the complete anti.
Yeah.
I mean, that is cool. And if I got one, I'm gonna get the whole thing mounted too.
Yeah,
like
man,
that's so rare.
Well, oh gosh, dang it, my train thought. But yeah, albino deer, they are cool, and we have seen that one a couple of times last year in the fall time. He was out in the fields and stuff.
Have you gotten into any of the cow hunting going on right now? Like,
no,
we went thermal hunting.
That sounds
a month
fun,
or two ago.
I used to, like I said, I've done all this stuff.
I never
before.
went.
I used to do it the old school, with a collar and stuff at daylight.
Yeah,
but now it's different now, obviously.
Yeah, with everything getting legal all year round. Like I went and bought a thermal. I haven't got to go since. I've been gone, but we went whenever we had that snow on. And man, that was so much fun. I had
that would be like cheating.
An absolute, it was crazy. You literally could have seen with a good scope 400 yards through a field. Like it was full moon, beautiful snow on. I shot one cow. We saw a few.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was so much fun. Like it's like a newfound love, and I just haven't got to go again. But with having a farm and having the cow problem that we do, I'm like. I told my wife, like, hey, that's an investment. Try to make it like it's her idea. Yeah. And then with one coyote, can kill like 20 fawns a year and don't know how many turkey. Like
she don't know the difference. Tell her 50.
Shoot, it's my story. I'll tell her how I want it.
What is it you always say? As long as you say it confident.
If you say it confident, I'll believe you. Send it.
Oh, for sure. So what's your favorite huntings, Willie? What do you like to do the best?
Turkey and deer.
Turkey and deer?
That's like,
that's great.
And I'm not a good turkey hunter. I'll admit that.
I don't know if there is such a thing, honestly. but
like from the first time somebody ever took me turkey hunting, I fell in love with it. It was just like I think not in my aspect of it is it's not just the turkey hunting, it's the season.
Yeah.
The greening coming up, the birds chirping. It's just like you're coming out of winter and it's just like, and then when that bird hammers, it's like,
there's something about it, ain't there? Yeah. Especially when they're just over a ridge at 80 yards and they're just hammering and hung up and you're like, I could see it any moment.
Coolest thing is like when I had a buddy, he was up a ways, up on the ridge a little ways, and I was snuck down. And he called this bird up, and I mean, that sucker was 10 yards from me. And the sun was coming through the trees, glistening off the things. You could hear him.
Drumming.
And like you could hear the leaves, doing that number.
Gosh.
And then all of a sudden he yelped one time, and that sucker, you know when they're so close to you and you can hear the and then
yeah,
all of a sudden
it's
like, and all the leaves just oh man, like, that'll send chills up you.
Even me not being a turkey hunter, that is like when I put a bead on a head of a turkey, it's doing this. It's exciting.
Well, because see, that's the thing is I have no care in the world of killing a turkey any other time of the year. Like,
I mean, I buy my bow tag, and I've killed 1 or 2 turkeys with a bow, but I don't go hunt them.
See, I'm kind of like you on that. Like a lot of people like to go fall turkey hunting.
Yeah, it's not my thing.
I mean, I like eating. I like eating them, but I mean that's the only reason I do it. It's not like it's.
And a lot of times I've killed. I usually kill bucks earlier in the year, so I have the opportunity to go fall shotgun season. I just don't do it. It's not something, and we don't have that many, so it's not like I want to go out and kill them anyway. I'm trying to protect what little bit we have.
They have asked me before, what would you rather do, bow hunt or turkey hunt? I said, I'm just glad God put them in 2 separate seasons. So I ain't got to pick.
That's awesome. Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that would rather go turkey hunting, and I don't know. I don't understand it, but
like you said, turkey hunting is more camaraderie, just fun time, happy time. It still gets me jacked up. Bow hunting is more alone time. And when it happens, it's more accomplishment driven. It's an
intense feeling.
I agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, that's great. I mean, that's perfect that it's split like that. You can enjoy 2 different God's creations, at 2 different times and get 2 experiences. And,
if I could do
what more could we ask for?
If I'm telling you, if I could do it all, if I wasn't married and I didn't have a kid, which I'm thankful every day I am.
I know what
but
you're
if
saying.
I was, I'd probably live in a little shack somewhere, and that's all I do.
I'd have a cabin about the size of this downstairs, and I'd be in the woods.
Oh man, and I'll be trying some out west stuff too. You guys been thinking about any of that?
Absolutely. Ever? So this year I should be going to Iowa. So I've been. Last year we had the same points. We're all probably going.
We got 7 points.
We 7 points this year. Last year was 6. I did not get drawn. I had buddies in Arkansas. He had 6, and a guy in Kennett had 5. They got to go, and they were successful. I mean, they always kill big bucks.
Well, that's exciting.
See, maybe I think that might have been.
Yeah, but that's gonna be cool. That maybe us and Alton can all go together and experience like the holy land of deer.
I mean, come on.
But I put in for Kansas last year, and this will be my second year. I'm not going to try to draw. I'm going to try to draw next year. I want to go elk hunting, but honestly, I would almost rather kill a mule deer or an antelope.
Hey.
And I really want to do that going out west, and I really want to start putting out. Actually, Colorado, we need to think about it.
Well,
Colorado points are coming to an end right now.
I was going to tell you, my buddy, he's been talking to me about putting in for a mule deer hunt.
I would love to.
And I was going to ask you and see if maybe you might want to do that too.
Hands down, I'd want to. Have you got to do any of that stuff?
No, I haven't done anything out west. I don't know what I'm waiting on. I'm not getting any younger.
I know that's kind of where I'm at too. I told Trevor last night, I'm like, what's depressing? Like, if it took me 7 years to go to Iowa,
7 years.
The next time,
that's so long.
I'll be 40 the next time I get to go again.
Yeah,
I'll be 33 by the time I get to go to Iowa. If for some reason they don't up it to 8 points this year, it's like you only get so many seasons. Even if you look at if I live till this, you're not guaranteed tomorrow. You know, and I know money's money. Like I got to have it, but if you don't try to go do those things, and I live off experiences. Yeah. I could care less about having nice things. I try to keep quality things, but like I want to have the experience of life. And I don't want to be one of those guys that like, man, I really wish I would have done this, or now that I'm older, my body's shutting down. I try to be physically fit, but I also deal with injuries all the time. I don't know when it's going to come a time where my knees do give out or my shoulder does give out, and I'm kind of stuck. So I definitely want to venture out west and try new things
for sure. Yeah. I don't know what I'm waiting on. I need to go. You know, it's
What's your dream animal?
Oh, that's a great question. I would probably rather go on an Iowa DIY hunt than I would go on a elk hunt. Yeah. I mean, I'm like you. I'm kind of in the whitetail realm.
I love whitetail.
I don't know what it is about them. Just the nostalgia, maybe. Sure. Besides that, elk's obviously going to be like the next best thing. I couldn't imagine one just ripping one right in your face, and it has to be.
It's like a mixture of turkey and deer.
Yeah. I mean, it has to be just exhilarating.
Now that I would want to do with some buddies.
Yeah.
For one, Well, I mean, really everything, because the whole trek is going to be treacherous. Whether you're just hiking 2 spots, it's going to be a pain in the butt with all your gear.
And then you kill one.
Killing one, I mean, I could imagine.
I think I would want to do the backpacking and kind of the whole ordeal.
Yeah.
You know, be a out west, fit hunter and trying to camp out there and live with them. And I don't know. I mean, that does seem cool. It's alluring. It's a challenge. It's alluring to me. But man, I just know what like a good old whitetail, is like what it means to me.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But I guarantee if we went out and done it, scared me.
My goodness.
That scared me.
Did it scare you?
Yeah. Watch the cords, buddy. Finn, get Finn out of here, please.
Finn, outside.
Hey, buddy.
That did scare me.
I love you. You scared me, dude.
You sound like a monster.
Yeah.
She may have got under them cords for sure.
She knows where to watch out for. You guys going to bed?
Yep.
Love you guys. Sweet dreams.
I'll tell Stella you said hi.
Yeah. We need to get together with them sometime. You just loving over.
Yeah.
Come on, Sissy.
Hey, I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
Hi. I like your glasses.
Night, night.
Night, kiddos.
Yeah, they're good ages right there.
Yeah, it's 4.
Which I say that all the time. I don't think they make a bad one. They're all good ages.
Every stage has like, well, this one's good and this one's bad. This one's good and this one's bad. They all have it. Like terrible 2s, terrible 3s, sassy 7s.
My mom always told me that she's like, you was a great kid all the way up till you were a teenager, and then she's like, then I realized why some animals eat their young.
I think I was probably the same way. I was a pretty good kid until I got sassy.
What about you, Swilly? You got a dream hunt you ever think of? Or
Well, I think this Iowa trip's about what it is.
I mean, that's legit.
It's kind of like it ain't going to be real until it's here. It's like, because I don't think about it every day, but when it happens, it's going to be like, holy cow.
I don't have any expectations. I really don't.
I was about to ask
I don't even imagine myself going up there and being harvesting successful. I'm kind of keep it like, if it happens, that's awesome. But if it don't, like, I got to go experience what takes years and years and years to do, and not everybody gets to do it or even tries to put in, because it's $63 a pop, and then when you buy it, it's like what, $600 some dollars,
or something.
It's an investment, but I know that the opportunity's there.
It's kind of in our backyard, but it's not.
Right? Yeah, within 6 hours,
for your family,
and like me and Alton were talking about when we go up there for a week, like I'd like to find a really pretty nice Airbnb.
Yeah,
and that's what I told my wife. I said, like I could just save up the bare minimum. But I want to live on this trip. Like I want to have a good trip when we go. Like
I am going to do some camping too.
I don't want a mansion or nothing like that, but I want to have a nice place to sleep every night.
Oh yeah.
I want to have enough money to get some groceries and eat well, and
that's exciting.
Just have a good vacation trip. That's
it would be good for like that. I plan on trying to take off a week, and then luckily, like you do too, we get Fridays off. Yeah. So I can go to after work on Thursday and hunt Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I'll camp, because it is with the price of fuel and whatnot, and it's like, holy cow, it's expensive just to drive anywhere.
Oh yeah.
But if I was going for like a week long, I'd probably try to find a place, or at least a campground, because I don't mind camping, but it is nice to be able to rinse your
something that
always a few days or whatnot.
That allures me is that the lone wolf guy,
DeQuisto?
Cody DeQuisto.
Yeah. Like how he's got that van that he travels all around.
I haven't seen any of this.
Dude, I want one so bad.
I'd love to have that. Just like a big one of those Astro.
Yeah.
Get you a four-wheel drive van.
What are those vans called?
Get Astro class. In a down by the river.
That ain't what they're called.
It's an Astro van.
That's it. Yeah.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
Where's your mind at, Swift?
No, but no, he's got one of them big old vans. I mean, he's just got it decked out, all his hunting stuff.
Maybe he has some Astroglide in his van.
You might have to chase up the tail. No, but yeah, that would be a fun goal of mine if I could ever, especially like if I retire, just take off northern Missouri. When first time we ever went up to northern Missouri, we met this old man, and that's what he did was he'd haul his camper up there. And he would camp from September 15th to January 15th up there.
Really?
He was like the only one up there.
Yeah, and he would just hunt every day almost. Hunter. He'd go home every once in a while, see his wife, but...
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
I'd like to take my wife with me and just, be traveling hippies,
Yeah. And I enjoy it because Lexa and the kids went to Texas with me. We had a good time.
I was going to ask you about that.
They knew, like I didn't realize you'd be gone so much. Like we're up early, we're up late, you know, and tracking animals and skinning animals, and very seldom did I get to sit down and like enjoy the moment. But they didn't realize like I was enjoying every bit of the suck and every bit of the enjoyment. Like it was all just fun, and they got to see what I've been doing for a few years down there. And you know, it's not like I'm out tracking through the woods and trying to find sign. Yeah, it's a high fenced area, and we put corn out, and you know, when things come in or they don't, you know, I'm not trying to put out like I was a hard ass hunter, but it was fun. And I've been going for axes for 4 years, and I've never got a shot at one. So it ain't like fishing a barrel.
Tony killed one.
Definitely
Tony shot one 2 years in a row. The lucky dog. And, you know, but nobody else had a shot at one.
They say axis is good meat.
It's supposed to be like one of the best like meats there is.
I've heard that,
especially for that whitetail style that meal. But like, I love elk meat. Like we were talking about when elk hunting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't set myself on a 300-inch bull. I would set myself on whatever I could shoot.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care if it's a cow with a spike. Like that would be awesome. Well, and their meat is amazing.
I never really had any.
You hadn't?
No.
Yeah, I've had it before. It's been a long time, but
it's really good.
Like the tenderloin, you're looking at a steak like that. If you slice it up, you know,
slice it medallions.
You got like a year's worth of meat with one animal.
No kidding. Yeah.
And it's good. So
yeah.
You imagine a moose?
No.
Gosh.
See, I don't really have a desire to shoot a moose because I don't want to pack one out.
Well, especially with grizzly bears around.
Well, yeah. I don't really fancy bear.
Yeah.
Like I do want to shoot a black bear, but I don't want to go anywhere where they have an opportunity of eating me.
Yeah.
You know.
True.
You know something I always thought would be fun is up there in Alaska where the grizzly bears catch all them salmon that are spawning.
Yeah.
They go up there with a bow fishing bow and kill you a couple of salmon, you know.
And right there beside them?
Yeah.
Sit there right beside the bear.
Yeah, I'm not for that.
You know why? Because it'd be hard.
Why take off your shoes? You cannot run the bear.
You've seen the movie. All you got to do is just like when the bear comes up, you just say, hey, look, an eagle. And then when he looks up, you kick him in the nuts.
There you go.
I've seen it on TV before.
It's gotta be
Tell
true.
us
It's gotta
how
be
it goes,
true.
Willie. If it works out for you, we'll consider it ourselves.
Well, guys, got anything else you want to gather on?
Oh man, I could talk all night. But
I
don't know
too.
how long we've been doing this. But
what is it? Right at 2 hours.
yeah.
Well, I think this is a good segue.
Yeah.
I'd love to have you back on and maybe kind of go more in specific areas because, like, you know, I didn't realize you were as much into bow hunting and talking to you, like me and you go down the rabbit hole on a lot of stuff, and Sully's passionate about it. You know, we love the fitness aspect, the family aspect. It'd be cool to come in with a newer topic.
Sure.
And be like, hey, you know, we discussed a lot of things last time. Let's go on this now, or we're gonna catch back up after turkey season and have kind of a, you know, how the hobby season go or whatever.
I'm honored you guys asked me to be here. I after watching just a couple of your podcasts, I knew immediately we were going to be like-minded.
Yeah.
You guys, I love about you guys, you're like salt of the earth, like just men trying to be good men. And one thing about being a good man is you're willing to admit some faults, and you guys do that candidly and openly on a platform that you could get scrutinized on. So, I mean, I appreciate that as a you know, a father, someone in my faith, you know, who struggle with stuff daily. You guys are willing to admit that. So
I won't
that
hide
speaks
that.
volumes on your character.
This is like what do you call it? You go to therapy, kind of.
It is, man. It's
ain't it though?
It is.
I haven't sat down and talked this long to anyone in a decade.
Yeah,
I'm not even joking.
And like, you know, like me and you we've said hi or bye, passing by a couple times since I've literally known you I'm 32. I was probably 6 or 7 when I first seen you come around, you know, and we're just sitting here talking like we've long lost buddies.
It's wild, ain't it?
That's what I love about this. You know, we got cameras rolling. You don't care. You're just BSing with your
I
guys.
forgot about those, you know, but yeah, I think you guys are adding value to our community around here. So keep it up, man.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. So. Yeah, with that, guys, you know, I always have to mention, you know, we got back from South Texas Bucks and Bows. If you guys are interested in a hunt, get a hold of me or Jeff, you know, down there. And you know, it's a pretty cool place to go out and experience something different. If you're wanting to put some cool camouflage on your back, go up with Vika Camouflage. They helped us out last year, and we're rocking their stuff. And it's been good. We've been hidden. It's been comfortable. It's been efficient. It's been durable. I love it. If you guys are looking, there's food plots coming up this time of the year. You know, hit up Whitetail Greens out of Greenville. You can get a hold of me or them, and we'll get you connected. And then, of course, if you're looking for your mineral and protein, we still can in Missouri. Antler Edge out of Oklahoma. Those guys are awesome. I love hanging out with them. I wasn't able to catch up with them in Texas. They were there before us. They've all got good products. They're good people. They're just like us. And I like supporting people that have the same kind of motives we do. So appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and tell a few people about us if you can.
Are you
beanies and hats.
Still trying to?
Yeah, I've got beanies and hats and stuff. You guys can connect with us. We make like $2 or $3 on them, just enough where I can buy some more. If you're ever interested in that, get a hold of any of us, and I can get you connected with those. But anyway, man, Eric, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
I appreciate
It's been nice meeting you.
It's been
I
feel like we're friends already.
I know, man. Like, I'm ready for the next one to go shoot bows or whatever.
Okay.
So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Sure. If you guys are ever interested in doing a little bit of functional fitness with me, I've got a home gym. We can try it together.
Dude, honestly, I would love to.
If you want to come jump in at Steadfast Training, we're welcoming everyone.
Yeah.
Again. So
and that's something I want to dive into at some point, like on nutrition and fitness.
Check it out.
Yeah, we can go do that together.
Yeah. And I'll make
do
sure
that and do a podcast
I'll make
after.
sure I'm there. Yeah, that'd be fun.
That would be cool. Like we get done, we're all drenched in sweat and hating our life and loving it at the same time. And, and dive in kind of like how because this could be a whole nother thing, but how you maintain your health and stuff. Getting not old, but getting older and competing like you do. It'd be great. So that'd be something we can dive into.
I'm ready to geek out on some other topics.
That sounds good, man.
I think we've opened the door to a lot of communication. Between us.
For sure.
Forward.
For sure. We'll get back on soon.
Okay.
So guys, go out there, fling some arrows, and like always,
stay wild.
Stay wild.
Thanks for listening, y'all.
See y'all.
See you guys.
Oh man.